Yep.
We could have just started.
Started.
Prize joins us, he joins us. If not, Okay, so last guy. I don't know who was. Did anyone else hear that, or was that just?
Yeah, I heard it. It was like someone went to talk or burp or something. I don't know. Still made a noise. Fuck it. Keep going.
Okay, just want to make sure that didn't keep happening because I have a thing about hearing my own voice. Anyways, last time you guys finished your conversations with the um, Pirate Queen's crew, Milo and everyone. You guys kind of finished up your conversations talking about with the Artemis's companions. You found out a little bit more info about De Niro and some of the other acquaintances and people that you've met along the way. You guys had karaoke night where it was shown that Sona has vocal capacities very similar to a young Diva Lysandra. You guys kind of decided what you were going to do and what plan of action you guys were going to take. You decided that you were going to send the kids with Jill back to Scandia so that they can go have a better life, basically. Some of you received letters or missives from different areas and places and people regarding certain things. Otherwise, we pick up at the shore where you guys were about to embark on your journey. I'll go ahead and move you guys to the ship as you guys kind of standing at the dock. Milo and the crew kind of have gathered things, supplies needed for the journey. You were told that this would probably take about a week plus a few days to get to where the Pirate Queen was hiding, which you had found out was the other secret location found in the book. So yeah, you guys go to the dock, and as you're at the dock, you may have seen this ship kind of sitting there as you guys kind of parked your dinghies before. You see these let me show you. Yeah. This is the Pirate Queen's ship. So this is it's bigger than the kind of ship that the Once Broken, much bigger. It's got multiple decks. It seems to be run by a couple of different crewmen already on board. But
much bigger and blurrier.
Say what?
It's much bigger and blurrier.
Is it blurry? Well,
it's a little blurry, but I don't know.
I mean, it's just art, so
yeah, you may have blew it up too big or something. So wait, so are we heading to the ship or are we heading to an island?
No. This is the ship you're traveling.
Oh, this ship we're traveling on. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a Pirate Queen ship we're traveling on. Okay.
Yes. This is one of the 6 warlord ships.
Okay, I know what I'm doing.
Okay, but yes, this is the ship called Virtus, Vrtas, Virtus.
Waiting for nightfall though, to do shenanigans.
Okay, that's fine. What are you doing?
I'm breaking into the captain's quarters to learn about the queen. I'm looking for a diary, panty drawer, all that good stuff. Artemis is up to shenanigans and tomfoolery.
All right then.
Milo kind of looks at you all and says, "The Virtus." And on the ship, you can see kind of on the hull, there's this I guess kind of embedded symbol that kind of represents kind of a tree of sorts, but the one half of one section of the roots kind of turns into a dragon, basically.
Interesting.
The main goal around the ship, even before nightfall, is to try to figure out as much as I can about the Pirate Queen. If there's like a room where you they look at the map and they figure things out, like maybe like a conference room type deal, or like a quarter, like something like that, or a room checking around in there, like all that stuff. And then like at nightfall, I break into the room to go like.
Yeah, it's fine. They are like loading things onto the ship. Milo just like, please, and kind of welcomes everyone onto the ship. So,
it's Flo to help load, I guess, because that's
She's
her idle animation.
She's already kind of helping and kind of doing what comes natural to her. So, the crew, it doesn't seem to have any like faces worth mentioning. A lot of like busybody hands, but no one that just speaks out as this person's interesting.
Disposable pirate NPCs.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually did have a question before. Before we left on the high seas, or have we are we already leaving? Because I was wondering if we were still since we were still at the port, I was wondering if I could perhaps haggle to sell my drift globe.
Your what?
My drift globe, the magic item.
You can sell it for half value. So whatever you bought it at, half is fine.
Oh, okay.
The light or daylight spell by command word. Okay, it grants light.
Yeah, it is light. It's like the most. It was the basic item in the book, or the only. Was it one of the? It was like one or two only non-consumable items.
It can use daylight spell. Never mind. I'll keep it.
Just so you know, the daylight spell doesn't produce sunlight.
Okay, never mind. That's what I'm thinking of.
That spell has the worst name, honestly.
A lot of spells have worse names. It's fine.
Oh, it's called daylight. Does it make sunlight? No.
No, that's gone.
Yeah, still chill touches the worst one, but it's
or
fine.
sunbeam. Yeah.
This is what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, chill touch. At least something is touching you. It's like the skeleton.
No. It's a ranged necrotic spell.
Yeah. But it's because you create a skeletal hand at a distance that grabs them.
I don't know about any of that.
It's written in the spell.
Favor text doesn't matter.
So,
okay.
Yeah, Zan, before you leave, you haggle and use your charm to sell off your drift globe for whatever half the value is. They also try and sell you a bunch of other useless things that, to your eye, mundane trash.
Well, I assume the bartender's not here. I assume the halfling's not here. Milo, knife,
Noir, Tubbs.
Yeah.
Here, I'll go and put a mic here. So.
Talk to the big guy, 'cause I don't hear anything about his story.
No one asked. You see the stick is kind of like.
I was like, are you like someone's dad or something? Like, what are you?
I mean, he kind of thinks for a minute, just like, I don't think I've ever sired a child.
Okay.
Although there was that one lady in. No.
I was saying you look old.
I'm not going to find one. I age gracefully, hopefully. But,
hey, old guy.
Not the youngest. Say what?
Whatever you say, old guy. Helps you sleep at night.
He's just like, it's like, he starts like directing, like, seems like he's the one kind of directing, like,
yeah, I'm just fucking with him. Yeah.
Things. Yeah.
I'm just undermining his authority right now. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah. You see Sylvie is kind of perched up on a couple of barrels, just kind of drinking, not doing too much of anything.
Oh, big knife, big knife.
Yeah, big knife, absolutely.
I just look at the tokens and I'm like, no, who? And I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta look at the names over here. Okay, Sylvie, yeah.
Yeah, Sylvie, big knife. Yeah, she seems to be like writing something down.
I'm gonna try to like peek over her shoulder, see what she's writing.
Yeah, it's like last night I met.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna walk up behind her and be like, damn, girl, you got it bad. You must have been awesome.
She kind of like blushes, like throws, like crumples up whatever she was writing, like throws it in her drink. Just like I don't know what you're talking about.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. You're in love. No big deal.
It's like me, love. She laughs. I know.
Whatever you say. I mean, I am a god. If you ever need to, like, if you ever like really want to see him again, just let me know. I could probably work things out. Maybe set it up.
No, it was probably the gods that pulled us apart. And she says this like kind of like very like hopeless romantic lines, like some things are just not meant to be. And just,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
Yeah, very like out of character for her at a time. It just kind of comes back to it. And, yeah. She tries like deflect and she's like, so you and she's like, Zan, yeah. How about just like
what?
She's like trying to say like you and Zan were hitting it off. Just
who?
It's like a complete lie.
Zan. Yeah. She's like Artemis like who?
Oh. You know.
I'm looking at like I'm looking at the crew like not Tubbs. I remember him. I fucked him yesterday.
You see kind of Tubbs kind of like helping like moving barrels, but he's kind of walking a little funny.
Yeah. Like yeah, I guess she points out like, oh, that guy. Yeah. No, I don't know. Nah. Fuck him. He's not my type. And
really? I mean, unless it's awful.
No, I'm not into. I'm into scrawny, pretty boy.
She kind of like looks over to Milo.
Yeah. I look over to Milo. I point at like everyone else in our party. Like, yeah, no. Ain't me.
Wait, I guess I misheard you. Did you say you're into scrawny pretty boys?
She said she's not, but she is.
Oh,
yeah, but that's what she like. Yeah.
I heard you are.
No, not.
Yeah.
No, not. Yeah.
So.
Okay, Victor is the only other party member who's not a scrawny pretty boy. All right.
That describes me perfectly.
Actually, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm not gonna lie to this. But I don't need to lie to him. It's like I'll say like, yeah, I'm into scrawny pretty boys, but probably wouldn't work out because I'll probably break his heart or something and his ass.
And like, totally get
that. Yeah.
Well, still, you know, living on the high seas makes one. I mean, I guess you have your companions, but I mean, it's just
yeah. But like he's a little too boring for me. Points at like I guess kinds like he's taken, and he has it real bad. And I guess I point at like Kylo hanging from something, probably choking to death right now or something close to it. And I'm like, and he's he has his own set of. Kylo's okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if the one that's taken isn't going to bend, that one there, Milo, he's not going to bend either.
Yeah. He told about something about some dead partner or something, but over that.
Yeah, Kita, she was one of the best. You can kind of see her kind of somber and sober up a little bit, and just kind of like
And like Artemis is like, oh, you mean okay? I was thinking you meant like in bed or something. Okay, never mind. Not like just like a good person. Gotcha.
Oh yeah, she was the monogamous type. So
I got it. Like my first thought was like, oh man, kind of kinky, but I was like, oh no, they're probably pretty bland. So you probably mean a good person. Yeah.
Yeah, good person. She was. He's never been quite the same. So.
Mm-hmm. What happened to her?
She kind of like it seems ready to tell you just because she feels comfortable around you. It's like she kind of tells you, I don't know why I feel so comfortable around you. Obviously, yeah. I really shouldn't, but I feel like it's gonna come out one way or another. So.
Well, I was thinking if I can help in some kind of way.
I mean, sort of. I mean, you're helping right now, so. We had a traitor amongst us. One of us was working with Teach, and when the scuffle came to be, locked us away from Velta. The only one who was on Velta's side whenever locked us away was Kita, and she sacrificed herself so that Velta could get away.
Was this recently?
Yeah.
Did it seem like a person that was very loyal for a very long time and just randomly swapped for no reason?
I couldn't say. The person who joined us was relatively new, and he seemed like he was. What's the word? He seemed like he was capable, and he seemed like he.
Okay, just making sure it wasn't any. Making sure you didn't kill an innocent person. We just found out about a lot of mind fuckery stuff recently, so that that's kind of connected to this whole thing. So someone could have been forced against their. That's why I was asking if they're like someone that's like, right? Like if basically like Stick just started murdering you guys, you would have been like, "What the fuck's going on?" Right? And be like, "Haha, I've been working for the bad guys the whole time." You'd be like, "That's random and ridiculous, right?"
Yeah,
like,
weird.
Okay, yeah, it's making sure it wasn't something like that, because yeah.
No, not quite. We try and scrutinize the people that join us pretty well, but I guess they may have had intentions from the start. So
yeah. It could have been mindfuckery, or it could have been.
Yeah. So, needless to say, even though Milo doesn't seem to show it, I'm pretty sure he wants some kind of revenge.
Is the person still alive?
The one that betrayed us, yes.
Got away. Who might that be? Do you know a name, a person, face?
Yeah. So that was going to be. She kind of like pulls out like a roster. It almost seems like a portfolio. She kind of goes over to Stick, and Stick's got this like ledger of like almost like. I mean, Victor would be very proud. It's got a picture, a name, a face, like backgrounds, like
cool.
all kinds of information. Like
it's his resume, yeah.
Yeah, basically like a resume, like the pirate resume.
Yeah. You say you scrutinize them when they join you. It's like a resume, right? Like
we've been watching this for a very long time.
Yeah.
And kind of pulls out a picture. Hold on. Gotta get my pirate pictures. See?
So Artemis person. I remember that picture from something. Josh's game?
Nope. It was in this game. This was Burgess.
Have we seen this person before?
You guys have seen this person before.
Yeah, I know, I have seen this.
You've never interacted with him, but you've seen him before.
Where was he at?
I think anybody could tell this guy's gonna betray them.
You can't trust people with cards in their hand. I mean,
yeah,
they're
those glasses either.
Where did we see this? Yeah, I know. Where did I see this person before?
I mean, are any of the rest of us like in this convo?
Yes, I was gonna say everyone is in this conversation.
No, I got it. No. So that combo probably was just between Big Knife and Artemis because Artemis would have like snuck up behind her and like said that while she was like talking or reading. So Artemis will see this guy and be like, "Huh, guys, have you seen? I've seen this guy before. Have you seen this guy before?"
Yeah, I guess Victor's just like. I guess like Victor's probably just like breaking Tile out of the rope that he's choking to death on.
Yeah.
I imagine you hadn't quite pulled him out of like the knot.
So he's just hanging there,
dragging the body.
Yeah. He's taking a nap. He's taking a nap while you're dragging the body around. It's fine.
What are you going to remember the dude?
History.
I mean, you can just say like how if you have good memory. Artemis has a good memory, so even if I remembered, I probably would remember it. But I mean, if someone has a good memory, they probably should remember
If
them.
you are good with faces and like memorizing, like
There's a difference between like your intelligence in real life and your intelligence right in the game.
Yeah, my character would be very good at remembering faces and names, being that he's a noble and you kind of go to a lot of noble places.
Well, I'm saying like does it make sense? Like Nick would know, right? Nick would know who it would make sense for someone to remember it or not, based off of who he is and where we've seen him.
Yeah.
Right, like if we've seen him like in the streets in that dirty alleyway because he's a homeless person, it was like I don't think Zam will remember him, right? But if it's like, yeah, you met him at a noble tea party, but okay, yeah, Zam, you probably remember, right?
Yeah, that's an important nuance bit to it.
Yeah.
Do I even need a role in this instance, Nick?
Yes, because there was a lot of things going on.
In that case, 23.
He was in the brawl of the bar fight in the back drinking tea.
So you have like this. Both you and Murderous have this kind of. Murderous. Fucking Victor. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, Murderous.
Yeah, sorry, Murderous. You're retarded. Your character knows, but you're stupid. It's like, damn, Nick, that's me.
Reverse metagame.
Yeah.
Reverse metagaming.
So you both kind of have flashbacks to kind of like a uncomfortable moment, and you were just like, you probably have along the lines the thoughts of if someone sees me in here, it'll just kind of have like that thought of, oh, why am I doing here? And then you kind of think back.
Yeah, the brothel. Yeah.
Oh god.
He was at the brothel.
Brothel.
He's right there.
Yeah.
Oh, he's at the table. Okay.
Yeah, so Victor just like walks over. What is it, Artemis? What are you looking at?
Do you remember this guy? I've seen this guy before. I remember his stupid face. I don't know, his glasses. I remember his glasses.
And
then I point at Kai. There he is. He's right there.
Yeah, that's where he was. Yes.
Maps.
Interesting.
I tried blocking out as much of the memories of that place as possible, but yes.
I look over. Why would he be? I look over to why would he be there? While
he wants to get his dick wet. I don't know.
It's just a coincidence of the person we're finding.
Yeah, probably.
So it would be more so. Hey, what is the relevance of this guy? Because you don't.
Yeah. Like, yeah, this guy. This guy. But I try to get him in like real quiet, like this guy betrayed the crew and killed Milo's wife.
How long ago?
Not that long ago, apparently.
How long ago?
I don't.
That doesn't give me an answer.
I look back at.
I
grab Big Knife wherever she's and pull her back. Yeah, like. Woo.
Does it matter?
Less than a month ago.
It does. That means that while we were there at the brothel, we had already committed the crime.
Less than a month ago, but the brothel was. No, the brothel was a lot longer than a month ago.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Well, we had to go. We had to go do stuff.
When was it? Just gonna what the fuck was it? What the fuck?
When the murder happened, or
No, when the brothel. How long ago?
Oh, the brothel happened about 2 months ago, I think. Right? Yeah.
Okay, and it's okay. Let's not say that. Let's say, did we go to the brothel before or after the murder?
This was after the murder.
Okay, that's all that matters. Like, we don't need an exact time, but yeah. Yeah, we ignored. Yeah. So we're like, yeah, we seen him, and I guess maybe what happened was he was at the brothel, then he left, and they picked him up, and then he did the bad stuff, and then yeah. But I'm like, okay, but I got another question. Like, so I'm like, so this happened a month ago, but how long ago did you recruit him to your crew?
He joined, and you can like look on the paper. It was like 3 months ago. Like,
Okay.
it was before you guys had embarked on.
So what do you have any? Do you know why he would be in Segundia? We seen him in Segundia like months ago.
You kind of see Big Knife kind of pull Stick over.
Yeah, Stick. You know stuff. Get over here.
Yeah.
Where's your conspiracy board, Stick? Come on, bring it up.
You see Zam like perk up for a moment with his spell account. I think I might actually have a way to access him.
Okay, well, that's good. Yes. Could you like locate person? Like a spell that can person locate.
What are you doing, Zen? Yeah.
Ridiculous if you can do that more than a mile away.
What did you say? Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I just got a message on Discord. And big news. Sorry. Give me just a second. I was gonna cast scrying on him.
Okay.
Find him in a bathroom pooping.
Whenever you're back and
Do you have
not
a
reading your
material
thing.
component for that?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Do you have the material component for scrying?
My friend sent me a meme about a cat. It was urgent.
Okay. It wasn't a meme about a cat.
Don't worry about it. Keep on. It's a joke.
Okay, yeah, I don't have the material components necessary for the spell to be activated though.
It's gold.
It's 1,000 gold.
Okay, well, do you want to use 1,000 gold then? Ask Milo is worth his. Ask Milo is worth his revenge.
Yeah. So, you're like, I can find out where I have a spell that can do that, and Stick just kind of waves his hands like, son, if you think that Milo hasn't tried everything in his power to find or locate him, I don't think you're giving Milo enough credit.
Might have like an anti-wizard look at thing on him.
It's actually a lower, less powerful spell, funnily enough.
From a wise man once said, "Magic must defeat magic." He was someone's uncle.
Yes, it's called counterspell.
No, I think Josh is the only one that would get that joke.
Yeah. That guy might be good too young.
Jackie.
Alright, we don't need to bring Jack Chin Adventures into
Yeah, Nick knows.
Anyways, Stick just says, like, I appreciate your favor to find him, but and he kind of you see Stick kind of give.
I look at him and I was like, nah, that wouldn't have been a favor. He would have made you pay for that.
Oh.
Zam might be rich, but he ain't rich. He's rich in family.
If I was back home, I might be able to access the materials needed, but not anymore.
Yeah, Zam is rich in family, not rich in money.
He sounds like that. Yes.
I think he's a spoiled rich kid. I don't think he has any money.
Damn. So he's just a spoiled kid.
You kind of hear Stick go, I understand that I left my old behind. Anyways, I appreciate you trying to locate him, but we've tried the means that you're probably speaking of. There's something that's at least shielding him or the people he's nearby, preventing us from seeing him. And kind of gives like a look at Sylvie, Big Knife, and just like, Milo's still really sensitive. I don't know why you brought it up to. It's like, so they kind of go back and forth.
And I was like, this is why we're whispering and why you start yelling about
it. And it's like, look, you got the better memory. I drink way too much.
Yeah, I put my arm around her. Like, me and her are real close. We were just talking. I was trying to help out here. It's cool. Don't blame her.
You see Stick kind of just like
We like
rub his
besties.
temples. Yeah. Just like, look, yeah. I can answer your questions. Just Milo's still kind of mourning.
Yeah, that's why we're not talking to him.
I'm just saying, don't accidentally bring it up. Don't.
Yeah.
He's still really sensitive.
I got it.
Well, you
We talked about it in the temple, though. So I mean,
Yeah. He talked about it, like his wife, like that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
he's not like going into detail about it. I mean, we were saying we were helping. We've actually seen this guy already, so I'm just saying if we see him again, we know to grab him.
He's like, well.
I was like, I actually sat in his chair.
Okay, well, is there any other questions you had about him, I guess?
Where'd you find him?
I mean, we picked him up off of, where was it? He kind of like thinks for a second, kind of like looks at the papers, like, yes. We picked him up off the coast of, the Brunhild Marshes.
Because So again, I asked this already, but why was he in Segundia? We would have picked him up 3 months ago. We seen him in Segundia 2 months ago. Bad stuff happened 1 month ago.
No. We like I said, in the course of things, they picked him up like prior. So whatever happened, he was there, and then he perpetrated the death, the betrayal, happened, and then he was in Segundia.
Oh, he was in Segundia last. Okay, so Murderous was right what he said.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
Oh shit, motherfucker.
Yeah. It's like that's really weird.
Yeah, that's why I stopped it, just so you guys.
Yeah. No. You clarified it, and and we all thought you said it happened. Yeah, even Murderous thought that.
No. So.
Okay, got it. Okay, so they picked him up. So 3 months ago they picked him up. 2 months ago he did it, and 1 month ago we seen him in Segundia.
Yes.
Okay, so I would say like, yeah, we see him in Segundia. He might be there.
And
Being the timeline of events, yes.
He was in a brothel just having fun, so
He may have established himself already. Hiding out. It would actually make sense, being that.
I think I invited him to Victor's birthday.
Being
Did Matthew hide or something?
being the pirates in Segundia are not exactly on good terms for obvious reasons. And then it makes sense that he would hide there.
I was like, oh, wrong game. I was like, I called the brothel because I own it. I'm like, wait, that's the other character. I own that brothel. I mean, we can. What's his name? I assume he has a different name now, but I mean, I'm looking on the sheet for his name.
Yeah, on the sheet, his name is Burgess.
First name, last name, is his nickname, aliases.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have a nickname, but it says Burgess Redcoat.
Yeah, so I told Artemis opens a portal, walks through the portal, goes to the brothel with like the clipboard or something. I guess I'll just hold the sheet for a second and like walk through with the brothel and like show it to like the people at the brothel. Like, hey, if you see this guy anywhere, I look at the chair to see if he's sitting there though.
He's not.
Okay.
Not there, yeah.
I show them the papers and everything. Hey, if you see this guy, tell Emmett. And I actually just go see Emmett too. Like, hey, if you find this guy, let us know. He did bad shit.
And he kind of looks at you. I'll look into it.
Yeah. Emmett's like in the tub. I'm just like just talking to him and he's in the tub.
Yeah, he's like, I'll look into it. He's got his like arms up.
Yeah, like a rubber ducky. Yeah, rubber ducky and a cigar. Yeah.
Now if you don't mind, boss, can I finish my bath?
Yeah. Armors walks back into the portal. It's like, I got my best men on it.
Well, as you're like backing out of the portal, you see like bloop 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 as like 3 little heads kind of come up.
Yeah. I was just like they're like on top of each other. Like some of them are pouring water into the bath to keep it warm or something. Yeah.
Man, trying to have a good time.
I come back. I'm like, okay, done. The best men in Segundia are on it. The Otter Gang. Maybe that's what they used to be called. That was part of
like, they have like a bat cave, except it's like an otter cave.
Yeah.
It's called it's the den.
Yeah, it's under the maid cafe. It leads to a stream.
Yeah.
They've got like an Agent P type delivery situation.
Yeah, they keep
When
it
they
from
find
flooding.
this guy, they're gonna throw some otterings at him and incapacitate him.
I was gonna say they're gonna huck wood at them, but that's woodchuck.
Why would they throw stones? Wouldn't they throw stones? They're otters, not wood. Like they're not.
I
beavers.
just said that woodchucks.
They're also sentient. They're also sentient.
They can huck wood if they want.
Just all throwing spears. That's what they're supposed to do.
They have little daggers and they have those little fuck, not billy clubs. What's the things that gangsters have? They're like
billy clubs. Yeah, those are.
See, what they need is those hollow tipped daggers made of glass. So you stab it into someone and then you snap the blade inside.
blackjacks.
Just me.
So you kind of come back and sorry, Stick is just kind of like looking at you like, is everything? What was that?
Artemis, I think it's so much teleportation.
Wait, what happened? Oh, I'm looking up blackjacks. I'm going crazy. I need to know what this weapon's called. What happened? What did you say?
Are you like okay? You're opening portals on the ship. The crew. You kind of look back at the crew's all kind of like staring at you.
Oh yeah, I do that. I'm good.
Yeah, you get used to it.
Right, and he's just like, it's still weird. Sorry, you'll have to forgive me.
I do things.
At this point, you kind of hear like one of the crewmen's like,
you want to see my house?
That they're shoving off basically. Like, so at this point, the vessel is kind of like pushing off and starting to move, anyways. And for the vessels that you've been on, this one seems to have some speed to it. It definitely seems to move much more quickly than other ships, even granted how big it is. But he's like, I can answer any of your other questions if you need, but I don't know how much help or use that will be. So,
question: have you seen this kid named Hero, or heard of him, or perhaps no? Describe him to him as well, and so you can kind of get an idea. Last scene with the one of the higher ups in the pirate crew.
Yeah, kind of Tubbs kind of comes over and just like, Stick is like stumped. He's kind of got like I've never seen this person in my life. And Tubbs kind of comes over, smoking like a cigar, and just kind of like looks at the picture, kind of like back and forth it, and just goes, kind of turns it sideways and goes, like he's seen a face. And he goes, "This is that pretty boy that's been running with Godric."
Yeah, we've seen him with him.
So, have you seen him like for a long time, a few times, one time? Like, do you know of his relevance to the crew?
I don't know. Tubbs is just like, he took a liking to this kid. No one really knew why, so he rose the ranks pretty quickly. I'd say about a year, maybe less. I don't honestly recall when he joined, though. I mean, I remember a pretty face. Don't get me wrong, he kind of winks at Artemis, but
yeah, dude.
This one's a little tough. Why? He a love interest?
Technically, he's sabotaging my love interest. A kind of similar situation with my love, but he's blocking my passage back to my wife. So
we got a special place in Davy Jones's locker for people like them.
Yeah, I agree.
I imagine at this point, several people have tripped over Tyler at this point, and they're just like, if you're gonna just be unconscious, like they kind of throw him like a bed somewhere. But he's like, they Tubbs kind of goes, yeah, I'm not really sure what he does on that ship, but everyone seems to think really highly of him.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not mistaken. Last time, so there. Do you remember that hall we were talking about where we were asking about the chompy monsters?
Mm-hmm.
So that lead that we got for that came from him.
Oh, interesting. So how would someone like that know if he's kind of new to the scene?
That's a good question. I don't have an answer for you. We just assumed that he got a good tip, and it was weird though. He kind of told Velta, and that's why Velta went to go get it. But then something went wrong.
So he probably set her up too.
He kind of like Tubbs looks at Stick and is just like, you don't think that was? It's like they all. You get the sense that everyone has come to the same conclusion that it might have been like an assassination attempt.
An assassination.
Everyone's like, who assassinated who? What happened?
Hero tried to get the prior queen assassinated, right?
Uh-huh.
Is that what I got from
I
that?
mean, if you were telling me the truth about whatever it is you guys fought, and
yeah, we already kind of established that. Like, if he's working with them, and they're trying to kill her, then yeah, I would assume if they can assassinate her, that'll work. Hiding, right?
above game, I don't know if Spike heard it all.
No, I didn't. I was busy looking at blackjack. I had to, I had to fucking fail on this shit. Yeah, I heard a little bit of it.
Okay, so basically,
Just the missing
lead
part.
where you guys found that red gem.
The red gem.
And the red gem.
Where was the red gem?
The first gem. It was on the pirate ship.
Yeah, pirate ship. Okay, yeah, it was in the book. It was in the book. Yeah.
Yes. That lead came from here. The reason why the pirates knew where it was and found it was because of Hero.
Oh, okay. Hero told them where the gem was. Okay, so we're like, so Arms would be like, yeah. So I guess the Hero guy is trying to find the other gems potentially.
You could probably.
The pirates were trying to find it. He was pirates then, right? Because the pirates also stole crown, the sapphire crown. Transport, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So he must know how to find the other gems.
Oh, yeah, that's my finger on the speaker.
Either he has a way to find the others, or researching us. We just stumbled upon, like,
yeah,
he actually found or sought out. Had one, so he's beat.
Yeah, he was pretty crafty, but he's also pretty, I guess, he can fall short oftentimes, and that's no pun, but I don't know. He's easily manipulated in a way. Just teasing the right way.
Yeah, I don't want to say go. He's more like he's good at left to his own devices to plan and think, but as soon as
pushes buttons. And
yeah. Outside interference fucks him up.
Did this Hero guy have anything to do with that coup?
I would assume so.
Guy Bad stuff? Yeah, probably. It's all connected.
Yeah, you see Tubbs is the one with the conspiracy board.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
He puts a pin, he draws his line, yeah.
Yeah, he kind of like blows a picture, like he takes a big huff of smoke and blows it at the wall, and you see like an imprint of like Hero's face kind of come up on this wall, and he kind of like puts like a dagger like right by his name, or like his picture or whatever, and you can see there's like a bunch of different people up on this kind of like it's kind of just like a not a movable board, but like a wall that's kind of away from most things. You kind of had to like move over like a crate or two to find it, just so it's not like staring Milo in the face. But you see Godric, you see the other three kind of like pirate lords, which I'll get the art to you guys later. But you kind of see a couple of other like miscellaneous like figureheads, and then the newly added hero to it. But and Tubbs is just like, good to know. And you see
So
Noir kind of like,
you guys see that guy, and just say, yeah, don't hold anything back. Let him up.
Maybe not.
Let him up.
As far as we know, he could be getting controlled.
Nah, don't care. Let him up.
So if your woman attacks me, I should just kill her then? Because don't care, let her
No,
up.
I didn't say her. Did I mention her?
No, I'm saying it's the same. It's the same thing.
No, she's worth keeping now. He's not.
Yeah, I know.
He wants one of them dead, and he wants to keep the other one around. He doesn't really seem to care.
Who are you talking about? Wait, who Josh are you talking about?
I'm talking about Hero.
Oh, okay. I thought you. Never mind. Yeah, fuck it. But I thought you were talking about the guy with glasses.
No, that's all what he's worried about.
Yeah, I thought you were pointing at talking about the conspiracy board on him or something. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Never mind. Actively doing stuff. But I was just saying, this guy with the glasses could be getting controlled potentially.
Doesn't care about it. Doesn't remember that guy.
Yeah.
I have a question. How far away are we, like, out to sea?
Enough.
I mean, like right at this moment, not very far.
Like, we can still see the land?
Yes.
Okay.
If you're about to like go back to land, you just say that you've done what you're.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
No. I'm not asking to go back to land. It's okay. I'm just wondering to see how far we are away.
as far as we need to be.
Is there a reason?
Yeah, tell us what you're trying to do.
Moving and grooving, like yes, you guys. The ship is moving. You guys are still not at port stop. Yes.
Out.
Nothing. I just wanted to know.
Relevant?
Yeah, I was like relevant. Where I was like, sorry, like a fucking lawyer.
Yes, the ship is moving, and people are working, and you guys have moving out. Noir kind of like comes along, the big group of people just kind of like whispering and kind of like sees you all and just like, are you okay over here?
So, what's your story, girl?
I mean, it's pretty like it's the same old pirate story.
I mean, you seem like you like kids. I'm just saying. Pirate story.
You faulting her for liking kids?
I'm just saying, she just started telling us about she's just the same old pirate story, like she's basic bitch pirate. Like I don't remember pirates liking kids. I don't remember that being part of this.
I remember pirates
I
just
had
like
a family before I became a pirate. Just
brother and sisters.
Yeah, a lot of brothers, sisters.
Younger brother and sisters.
Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong. So, I mean, but you could ask any. She points to like a whole bunch of like crewmates, like they had a younger sister.
Yeah, but I mean, like, did you have like a tragic story where they all got killed in a, I don't know, landslide, avalanche thing, and now you're a pirate because of it, or did they get eaten by a sea king? Snowstorm. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, well, time to be a pirate now.
No, I mean the snowstorm hit us on ship, and they Velta found us. Well, it wasn't Velta. It was one of the. It was her mom. Yeah, it was a while back, but I mean,
Her mom, you
they.
say?
Yeah.
She's still around?
Oh, jeez, don't press her being the mom.
I'm just saying, there's more to this. The plot thickens. Potentially. I don't know how thick her mom is.
Okay, but then kind of disrespectful.
Yeah, I was gonna say I also felt comfortable speaking about a friend's mom who's passed
Hey,
away.
that's gonna be my mother-in-law soon, potentially. I gotta know about these things.
Noir kind of blushes the face, like, "Oh, you're doing that for love? Wait."
Yeah, we already talked about this. I'm doing all this for love.
Okay, so not everyone was in on the conversation.
Yeah.
So Noir is finding out for the first time.
Yeah. I gotta save my damsel in distress. Come on.
It's romantic, and Sylvie's like, I know. I mean,
Yeah. I was like, she knows what I'm talking about. Points at big.
Noir's just like, well, I mean, good luck to you, I guess. I mean, I have. If you can bring down those walls, more to you. I mean,
My specialty.
Oh, well then, good.
I don't want to say bring them down. It's usually climbing over them and other bullshit. Stuff like that. Digging under, climbing over, going through.
Seems a little bit more aggressive, but
yeah.
Who am I to judge someone's approach?
That's me. But yeah. So is her mom still good? Is she around? Is she in her life?
No, she's dead. She's been dead for a while. So
bad. Is it the Pirate King? Is it something ridiculous?
Oh, Teach? No. Yeah.
Or one of the council members, or
what council?
Pirate.
Oh, Warlords? No.
Warlords, whatever you're calling it,
I mean, her and Viola are awfully close, but I think that's just friendship. So.
No, I'm saying like her dad is it?
Oh yeah, no. No. They said that her dad was just some kind of farmer, something like that.
A random guy. Got it.
Yeah, some random guy.
Basically, her mom probably fucked her.
Yeah, but I mean that's what she told her.
Said,
so.
Okay, gotcha. But yeah, what about you? Her? Do you know her likes, interests, hobbies, other than just pirate and?
Oh yeah, I mean, if anyone would know more, you might want to, butter up old Milo. He probably could tell you a lot more than me. But yeah, I can tell you a couple things.
Yeah, I'm maxing like the girls right now. Like Big Knife and her like together.
Big Knife is like, she's a really good warrior.
So far, so good.
Like, that's all. She's just like, she's really brave. Like, just all the very obvious things that you would probably think.
Yeah, I was like, sounds like. Yeah, I was like, sounds like my last wife.
Last one.
Our family, most of our people, we're part of the spouse/girlfriend got killed group over here. I pointed like a bunch of people.
Yeah. you pointed at a couple. They most of them kind of raised their hands.
Yeah.
Oh shit, jeez.
But have a meeting over here.
And Noir's just like, is that really all you kind of took from her, Sylvie? It seems like
who?
Noir is calling Big Nexel.
Yeah.
Noir doesn't call her Big Nexel. It's like she was much more about that. She was always about thinking about the people, thinking about the commoner's interest whenever we, what jobs were important, what jobs weren't. She was. It seemed like from her perspective, it was very the Robin Hood.
Yeah. I was say Robin. Like, yeah, she's a good person that wants to do right to the good people and fights for that. Got it.
I was gonna say if Zan could perhaps like insight into perhaps like how it seems her relationship was between her and Noir, or like how Noir saw her in this instance.
Robin Hood.
She's very much defending her ideology.
I mean, go ahead and roll an insight. I mean, it's not going to be very hard because it seems
like she trusts her judgment and stuff like that. Yeah.
You get the kind of like the sensation of like a person who's telling you a story about their favorite book hero.
Yeah, like someone like their idol, someone they look up to.
Yeah, exactly. It is very much one of a like almost like a heritage thing. Like, her mom saved me, and that she's trying to fill the same like footsteps as her mom. Like, nothing could be more like inspiring. It seems like.
Ask them what their mom's name was.
The mom's name was well, how did I pronounce it? Zila? Oh, you know what? I'm now thinking that I copied the name from Star Wars. I don't like that it's sharing that same name. Yeah, that's
Sayla. That's Sayla.
Josh's?
Yeah, Josh is like that. Yeah.
I'll go over to Noir and say, I know that insert mother's name here was important to you, and I'm glad that you're upholding her ideology.
Artemis is control Fing through her book to look for that name to see if she has any pirate book things.
Yeah. You see that you recall like whenever looking through that book, the first pirate king was the Gold Roger. The second name in there is let me just get a new name because I don't like that Sayla or Sela. I pronounced it Cilla, but it's too close, and I'm gonna get fucking confused and mixed up. So let me just get a new name. We'll go with Vex. 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 The second pirate queen, the next in charge in that book was Queen Vex.
Like basic stuff, same as her daughter.
Yeah, basic kind of similar things. It was almost like a kind of like monarchy where it almost felt like every successor had been from the same kind of bloodline, and they all seem to have fought for the same kind of things. And while in the eyes of the government, she was much more of a brutal person, like a take things by force, and not even if it was. She had much more of a brutal approach.
Yeah, like I know what's best, do it right. Like not.
Yeah. So it was much more of the infamy part of that rather than the just stealing to steal. It was like she would go after military personnel who had like ransacked things or
like revenge and shows of force. Yeah, like campaign strong, so people leave you alone.
Basically, yeah.
Fuck with us because we'll fuck back.
So, what were you saying, Zen? So remember that she's talking about Velpa, which is the daughter, the queen, the current queen, the person you're trying to look for right now, not her mom. The mom just saved her when she was much younger.
Okay. But Zan would still be trying to talk to her about like how it's important that you keep, especially for those you look up to, it's important for you to keep them in your heart and mind, especially when it's like you're carrying on their legacy when they're not here, or then when they're indisposed. You know what I mean? And that really is what it meant to be devoted to something, devoted to a cause, devoted to an ideology, devoted to a god, those kind of things.
She just goes, "Yeah, I know. I think I have good work ethic. You know, doing what's right even when no one's looking." And you kind of see Stick kind of like wink at her, like kind of winks back. I'm just like, but
The pirate queen's name is Velta.
Velta, the one that you're searching for.
Yeah, I'm saying the spelling looks weird to me. I don't know.
Velta, Velta.
Oh, it's Vetla.
Oh, then it's Vetla. Then that's
Yeah,
then
I'm like,
that
that's
is
not...
me fucking up. Then
Looking at it in the leaders. That's a weird way of spelling that, but sure.
yeah, that's Nick fuck up.
Vetla. Okay. Go with Velta. Probably. I don't know if you might want to.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Velta because that's what it should have been. But I think it was just a typing error. But yeah, I mean, do you? She kind of looks at you and is like, "Do you have anyone you look up to?"
Me?
I look around like.
Yeah.
Well, not entirely, not anymore. I used to look up to my father, but I saw the futility in that. Right now, most of my faith is, well, being placed in the gods' hands.
Artemis holds up her hands.
Nora looks at Artemis, looks at Zen. So you're traveling with your god?
I look over to.
Nah, I'm not his god. I mean, he said gods.
Murderers, and I'm like, or no, sorry,
Victor.
Victor, like he's my god. What?
No, why
looks up to me? I'm taller than him, but
why am I blanking on
Victor?
No, Spike. What's your
Artemis?
character? Artemis, thank you.
it's contagious. It's starting with Nick.
Yeah, exactly. Who's stupid now?
I look over at Artemis. Well, perhaps not my god, but it is becoming one. I worship the god of balance, life and death, good and evil.
It's kind of edgy.
Yeah.
Balance? Who's that?
You know, I actually had a god name from it from the list of Pantheon, but I am drawing a blank on it right now.
Ed, the god of balance.
Are you talking about Dyke? Or are you talking about?
Damn, he worships a lesbian.
What's it? It's a slur, sir.
Yeah. So some random chick with a mohawk. It's like, damn. They didn't even try.
But it's I don't know how this works in your world, Nick, but like my character would be worshiping more of like the nature aspect of balance, like you know how like
you're worshiping the portfolio, not the actual god.
Yeah.
Okay, well, just say something along those lines.
You worship balance, not the god. Yeah, worship balance.
You would almost, I would almost say that it's more of like a druidic stance of balance, not necessarily.
Well, no, you can do that for clerics and stuff. Clerics don't have to worship a god; they can worship a.
Just a portfolio.
Yeah, it can worship an ideal. Like, I worship the thought of farmers being good because they feed us and they're awesome, right? It's like something stupid, right? It can be like some saying or quote or something, like just a ideals.
I think Lily, you hit it right on the head, on the nail with the idea of it's more of a druidic kind of respect or worship than like a clerical, like you know, going down on your knees and praying to a specific god.
Yeah. A lot of people worship. Yeah.
So you, Stick kind of looks at you and says, "So you worship both life and death."
Indeed. The creation and destruction of the soul. An endless cycle that, in some instances, needs correcting. Just as a logger cuts down the old trees to prevent the forest from going too old and too, how do I say this, flammable, to prevent forest fires, to prevent chaos, disruptions. That is who I am. That is what I'm worshiping.
Worship people cutting down trees. Got it.
I think a better description would honestly be seeing yourself as the fire purifying the old and decrepit forest to bring for new.
Whenever he says that, Kai kind of, it almost feels like back to the orphanage and the things they would tell you.
Okay.
It's very much a line that kind of comes from some of their preaching.
The circle of life.
So, Victor, where'd you hear that from?
Just thought of it. Why?
Are you sure? That's not like written to your code or something like that?
No. I do not worship a god. I've already expressed my disdain for religion in the past.
Yeah, but you sound just like people who do those. So, I mean, does that make you actually different, or do you still have the same, like, mental path, or, I guess... I can't find the word.
But I mean, he wasn't saying it for himself. He was saying it for Zam.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was giving Zan a better description of his own beliefs.
Oh.
I honestly do not care. Frankly, I would prefer to see as little death as possible in the world.
As a child, human child, I guess, whatever you may have been before this, did you
No,
have
wait. You don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
You don't know anything about that. You just think he was built. No, you don't know
Only
he.
Tyler knows that yet. So.
Yeah, he was built. He said even last week he told us he was built and all that. And we even joked about like Artemis kind of being onto him, but not really onto him, but right, like saying what actually happened, but then she was just joking, but it was true. Yeah.
My bad. Like I said, backstory session.
Talking about Soulforge stuff, yeah.
Gotcha. So, your creator, same question, sort of thing, but your creator didn't have a religion, or
I don't have a creator. Well,
you just followed?
He was made out of a big machine.
That's what I'm saying. You just followed the machine. Does the machine have a religion? I'm confused.
No.
Are you a assembly line?
If I draw a religious symbol on the machine, does it all you?
So, my progenitors, I don't prefer the word parents. The way this works with Steelborn, how we reproduce, is we go to the Soul Forge in Zilla, the capital city.
Mm-hmm.
Those two Steelborn who have decided that they desire to create new life. A piece of each of their souls enters the forge and comes out as a new Steelborn.
That's weird.
That is how that happens.
That's weird. No offense, but
I mean, is it really that much weirder than a
No, not really.
sperm fertilizing?
Yeah. It's the only difference is you both fertilize the
we skip
forge.
over all of the bodily mutilation that organics have to go through.
It's just the mom and dad both fertilize the soul forge, and the soul forge poops out a baby.
you're making
To clarify, the soul forge itself produces a soul gem, which is then put into a body. So, yeah. So the soul forge is specifically
simplifying it a little bit.
Yeah, and then you buy the robot and build it.
I just want to make sure that we're on the same page.
Yeah, and you go down to the baby robot store and buy a baby robot, and then you put the soul in it and then a baby.
Yes, just made an order for like, hey, I want a baby, give me one.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's not how it works.
I mean, it's kind of how it works for humans too, though. Like you fuck, and then you make a.
For humans, it's something that you don't even have to think about. That's why so many of them are overpopulated.
That's because they're not responsible.
For exactly. Steelborn have to make the commitment and thought and give up a piece of themselves.
Yeah, but that's
have the intelligence of the matter.
The problem is fucking's fun with the accidental chance of having a baby. So I assume when people are accidentally having a baby, they're not like just sticking their penis in places all willy nilly, and then oh no, they had a baby right there, doing it for a reason because it's fun, and then
Yes, they're stupid. Yes.
yeah, cautions like me.
I would call it reckless, not stupid.
Being reckless is usually stupid.
You can be purposely reckless.
And besides, love makes you do stupid things. And Big Knife goes, yeah, I mean,
I was like, yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna go against all my morals and kill a person for love.
I'm gonna murder him, man. It's like
or just like
in front of his own mom.
Oh, he's so sweet. Like, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. He's writing a book about it.
Mm-hmm.
You see Noir kind of like lean on one of the cannons, goes, I wish a guy would kill for me, and then the cannon like accidentally goes off.
Well, at least the cannon likes it.
Maybe one day.
Yeah. I think I know a guy that'd be perfect for you. I gotta find him though. He'll crack a skull.
Nick has no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Probably the guy with the only guy, right?
I was gonna say, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Knuckles, okay. I didn't know you were talking about someone else. Just like,
I was thinking of the name of him. I was like, is his name Sonic? I'm like, no, that can't be right. That doesn't make any sense. It was like Knuckles. That's why. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
His name is Aron, but they call him Knuckles.
Does this place have stations for all the?
Yeah, Noir's like, that's what I forgot. Milo told me, and that's why I was coming to find you guys. I'm sorry. Yes, I am supposed to give you a tour of the ship.
Show us all the cool things on your ship.
Yeah. So they kind of like, just like, we'll go to the bottom and just work our way up. So
My type of girl. I don't know.
Say what?
Say my kind of girl.
There you go.
I was like, I don't know what that means, but I don't know if that's a good sexual. It doesn't sound. Something could be sexual in some kind of way. So Artemis rolls with it. Everyone else is probably confused, but Artemis is like, yeah.
Yeah. So you get to the bottom, and there seems to be like a kind of like it's down a couple of hatches, and you're at like the very bottom. And she's like, "This is the brig. I hope not to have to put you in here, but it's here for your safety, not ours." Just the very PC kind of like explanation, like the flight attendants kind of like things. You kind of go up, and
me and Flo walk in. You're like, doesn't have the same feel. And he's like, walk.
Yeah. As you get kind of close to like the bars and things, you see that the bars seem to be kind of magically enhanced in some sense. But you kind of go up and you kind of see like a supply area of like dry storage and things. Right next to that, you kind of go up another floor and you have like a mess hall and like living quarters section. Plenty of beds, even more beds, and not even like what are they called? Hammocks. These are like full-on beds. They do have like bunk bed style things where it kind of goes up a level. A very hostile kind of hostel kind of place, not a hostel. Kind of living arrangement. The mess hall seems to be, big enough for like half of the crew at a time. You see the cook back there kind of slaving away, producing things. As the kind of boat kind of shifts and turns, he seems to like move things that it doesn't spill. Probably done this a long time. Smells coming out of there seem relatively good. You kind of go up, and this was the floor where you guys were kind of just talking, and it's kind of like the cannon-esque area. You got cannonballs, harpoons, things of that nature, guns, muskets, weapons, things like that. There's like a station for you to clean your weapons and things of that nature. Kind of like a mini workshop almost.
Oh, excellent. I'm going to be using a lot of this.
You kind of come up to the deck, and you have the back kind of quarter there as like a meeting room, and then just past that is the captain's quarters. This is towards the back of the ship, kind of like this area here. Above that, you have the steering wheel. I forget what it's called, but towards the front, yeah, you have the what?
I think this is the wheel, right?
Yeah, the mast. Or no, the mast is
the mast is the one in the center. Yeah.
Damn, motherfuckers, learn your boats.
Nah, I'm gonna pass.
Murderous, learn your ships. It's not a boat. It's two.
A ship is just a giant boat.
And the mast is a big stick.
Yeah.
One big stick.
Yeah, so they kind of point up as like that's the crow nest, and you see that you had left like Tylo like down in the barracks, and now he's up in the crow's nest, but he still seems to be like sleeping in a really awkward position. Just like you kind of look around, and they do seem to have plenty of like cannons and things like that, harpoons. There's like a ballista with like a chain attached to it as well, and you kind of come to the front of the ship where they seem to have like some kind of special armament. Victor, this definitely seems like some kind of like forward-facing ballista of sorts. Kind of get that there's a magical, like something magical going on here, but you're not too sure exactly what.
Is it a Hawacha or something like that?
I don't know what watched.
It's like rocket arrows.
Yeah, it's this thing that was invented in Korea, back like before guns in cans were super common. Basically, they had a fuckload of arrows in these little tubes.
Like the things in Mulan, I think.
Rockets attached to them, and so basically you pelt your enemy with a bunch of flaming arrows by lighting them all at once.
It's kind of like that. It's kind of like a forward-facing like breath weapon. Like
yeah, I'm looking at the picture. It looks like it's a big ass dragon mouth that shoots fire.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And as you look at it, like it definitely is just like a wood like casing, but it almost feels like it's like almost like a dragon head kind of moving at times, and you kind of shake your head at it.
Okay, big flamethrower.
Yeah, basically like a big flamethrower. And she's like, and this is our humble ship.
Nice. Yep, just like all the other ships. Room for everyone to sleep. Yeah, if anyone wants to, they can.
She's like, well, that's a nice offer. I don't know if you should like tell the other crewmates about that.
No. This is the hot ones. You, Big Knife. Hey, Milo. Tubbs. Been there, done that.
Kind of like winks at you. He's like, hey, sorry, one and done is normally what people say.
Uh-huh. Wait, you don't look too good since last time.
It's just like, nah, I'm fine. It's just, Stick is just like, yeah, don't let the crew in as much of an offer as it is. It's just we don't want them to get
Spoiled?
complacent with. Yeah, exactly. That's it. It's like if you need, you may collect a share of grog in the mess hall, and food is typically taken a shift, but we're not really expecting you to abide by that, so you can just go and get food whenever. But this is your home for the next week, or at least until we get to where we're going.
When we took like a tour, did you like show us everything? Like, did she like open the door like this is the captain's quarters, and we look inside like okay, cool, and then close the door?
She showed you into like the meeting room, like kind of like the area that's like a kind of just like a room with like a big table,
which leads to the captain's quarters.
Yeah,
like
the map, the like world map.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah. Then like she points like the door or something. Like that's the captain's. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's the captain's quarters. Yeah.
She doesn't show us though. She doesn't open the door.
She should. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, I'd say that you guys have been sailing for a couple hours by now. The sun is probably cresting down, like starting to set. The other members of the crew have gone to kind of like do their tasks that they need to do. Clean up, restock, make sure things are secured, things of that nature. So far, it's been a pretty smooth, journey for the first few hours. Weather seems pretty moderate for the region that you're in. Is there anything you'd like to do for the first night?
Captain's quarters.
Yes.
I'm just letting you know. So.
Going once.
This probably
Good.
This probably would have happened a lot earlier in the day, actually.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do it earlier. Yeah, Victor would. Where the fuck is Tink, being she's limbless currently?
Tink.
She just like strap the flows back.
No. I would have taken her to Emmett.
So I can't give her new limbs.
I mean, you can give her back. I mean, you can just say like, "Hey, I'm like, okay, cool, let me go get her." Or no, Armin's like, "Okay, cool," and I just like open a portal and she just falls out. Bloop. She's just there on the floor.
On the floor. She just kind of like looks at you. She's like trying to use one hand to like prop herself up.
Hey, cutie. Pat.
I look over like, one of these times they're going to be in indisposed position.
No, I know where they are at all times. It's fine.
I have your new limbs prepared.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Victor reaches into his bag and pulls them out. They're a nice shade of like purplish pink stuff, like mostly matches her skin, has the engravings and stuff that she wanted. Yeah.
Wow. It's almost like she's never seen some, like you see like tears and things.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you say?
Thank you. These are much cleaner than I thought they'd be.
Can somebody hold her up so I can apply them?
Float.
Like,
do the big strong thing.
Very properly fit.
She kind of like picks her up and she's like using the one hand to kind of like help brace herself up.
Like, do the thing you're best at. The thing, the one thing. Lamps.
There will be momentary discomfort.
Yeah, when when Victor puts on her first leg, it she probably weird.
Yeah.
She probably feels like some like stabbing, burning feeling as it just like melts itself onto her nub.
Yeah. Spike, roll the roll the chart.
Oh, okay. Do. 73. Wild magic surge. 73. Do. Okay, nothing bad. Okay. Let me ask a question. How many people are exactly 15 feet away from her?
That's a good question. How many people are watching?
No. If they're okay, so it would be like Flo holding her, Victor strapping stuff to her, Artemis next to Flo, so they'll be within 10 feet, 5 feet and 10 feet. Anyone further than that?
I'd probably be watching, but like obviously I'm not going to ride up her ass.
You like to roll to see how far away you are?
Yeah. Okay. Roll me a d20. Except I'm already 20 feet away.
If you're 20 feet, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're 20 feet away. Then it doesn't matter. I need to know. I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to figure out who's exactly 15 feet away from her.
Do you want me to be 15 feet away just for it to happen? Or you...
Well, no. I'm just asking.
Just
You gotta. I don't want to be like this happens. You're like, nah, I'm not there. or if it's like, oh, really? Everyone 15 feet gets 1,000,000 gold. Awesome. I'm right there. It's like, right. I'm not gonna tell you if it's good or bad yet. It's just right.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay. You get lit on fire, so it doesn't really matter. And you stand in the center of a circular wall of fire with a radius of 15 feet. Fire must make a dexterity saving throw. So basically, a ring of fire goes around her, like 15.
So for the scene, what happens is you kind of clip on, and you described as there's like a wave of heat that kind of like attaches to her leg, and she kind of realizes that you said there's going to be some discomfort, and she tries to braces herself, but the pain kind of catches her off guard, and she emits this kind of like pulse of like fiery magic, and you see Victor's like cord just wherever you have that gem kind of suck it all up.
Yeah, it's in his chest.
Yeah, I don't think it hits Victor, but yeah.
It's fine for just the thing of the narrative of what's going on. Yeah,
it does 19 fire damage.
Does it do any damage?
19.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff in the gem. I can use this to just give
Sure.
stuff in the gem.
Yeah.
Is it 19 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, so you
it was 5d8.
whatever it is, 19 points you can add to the gem.
Might burn
That's interesting.
for 1.
So what?
It's like I said, it makes a ring for like 1 minute around him or something like that. That's while you're doing it. This is a ring of fire as you're like sucking it up or something.
Yeah. Like, you ever seen like Gamera, like that one kaiju who like he like inhales fire and plasma and shit and eats it and it makes him stronger? It's like that's what's happening right now, but it's all just flowing into Victor's chest.
Yeah, I'm saying like there's a ring of fire around you that's slowly like siphoning from the ring into the middle of the ring where you're both sitting or standing. So it's eventually goes out. Yeah.
Well, that was interesting. Please try to avoid that next time.
Yeah, you said there was going to be some discomfort and it hurt, and I got scared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the legs that Victor's designed, like they have like a cup that her nub fits into, and then it like basically what it's doing is linking into her existing bone and connective tissue that's there. So it's just like part of her now, and like fusing to the skin. Yeah. Yeah. So Victor then puts on the next leg, I guess.
Yeah, this time nothing happened. She's aware of how it hurts, like, or the pressure and the pain, and goes on with that issue.
Yep, and then her arm.
She kind of like puts it all on, and she's just kind of like looking at her, like she kind of gets up, and very naturally, it doesn't look like there's like an issue. There's at first like that kind of like wearing new shoes where she like taps it, but it's really more like feeling how sensitive it is. And she kind of like gets in the groove, and she almost like skips as she's like moving from one area to one area. And you still hear kind of like the tink sound, but it's much more of a like cluck, 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 but in a kind of metalish kind of way. But she seems to like the kind of like the run kind of seems to turn to like a skip and more happy, more jubilant.
When she skips, you see like on the bottom of the hooves is stamped like Tian Yeah, Victor's logo's on there. yeah, exactly. Victor's not gonna label his work. Victor's not gonna not label his work. Yeah.
Okay. She turns around, and she, instead of just like saying thank you again, like hugs you, and then realizes what she does is like, thank you.
Yeah, like when she tries to hug Victor just like puts up one hand and
exactly.
Yeah, so she probably like falls down or something after that.
She kept, yeah, you like catch her, and she's just like, oh right, no touchy. And she just kind of bows her head and just kind of like says thank you again.
You're welcome. I do not get to make prosthetic limbs very often.
I mean, obviously I can tell the difference from the other stuff that I was using, but it almost feels just like my actual hands and legs. Thank you.
Yes. They're linked into your nervous system, so.
It's like I imagine that some time has gone by, and she kind of looks at Artemis and says, "Oh yeah, Emmett told me to tell you, he's not there anymore. Burgess."
What? Oh,
Burgess?
Bert's not. Wait, what?
Burgess, yeah.
He's not there. Oh, the guy's not there. I thought you were saying Emmett's not there and Bert
No,
is, and
no.
I'm like, what? Okay, the guy I was looking for. Yeah, I got you. I get you. Okay.
He was bragging to some of the prostitutes that he was heading back out to sea, and the prostitutes didn't say, and they started asking for a lot more money than necessary. But we don't think.
I thought Tink didn't know what prostitutes were.
Why would
she doesn't?
She very much knows what prostitutes are. Her mother was a consort. She didn't realize.
Even if she doesn't know what a prostitute is, Emmett may have told her like the prostitutes don't know her. And she's like, I don't know what that means, but right.
She doesn't know what a prostitute is, but yeah, Emmett told her to say these things. Like, repeat this is like yes. She may not know exactly what she just said, but.
Delivering a message, yeah. So she's like, okay, cool. Thanks. How's your training with killing people going?
Not good.
Still throwing up, I assume.
Yeah. You can't forget. There's like a little like fleck of like something she ate. Like still like on the side of her cheek. Just like.
Oh, it's cool. You might get used to it, maybe. But either way, I hope Emmett found you a cute maid outfit.
Oh yeah, she kind of like. Yeah, I didn't want to get it full of blood. I'll show you next time.
Artemis like, Artemis opens another portal for her to go in.
Yeah, she's like, kind of steps into it, and she just like waves.
Bye, Tink.
You see in the background like kind of like a guy in like a gimp, like like a torture device in the back, just kind of like all right, breaks over, newbie. As Emmett kind of
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, hello, Prize. How are you?
Kicking myself in the butt.
Did you oversleep?
Philo is currently out cold because he accidentally choked himself with a rope.
He was hanging from rope on the ship.
Yep.
Whatever.
Up now, I guess. What happened? Did you?
Yeah, I forgot to set my alarm up. So instead of getting my usual 6 hours, I got 8 hours.
There you go.
Frustrated though.
Yeah, I can reiterate. I can reiterate everything you missed in a simple conversation. You ready? Tylo falls from the crow's nest, and I go, "Oh hey, Tylo, did you hear that guy we're looking for isn't at the brothel?" Tylo says, "What guy?"
Wait, yes, what guy are you talking about?
Yeah, and then I say, "Oh, you weren't here. You were in the crow's nest." Yeah, we found out that Milo's girlfriend was killed by someone we met, or not met, but seen. He was at the brothel. He was a guy with the glasses. The guy Artemis points at on the conspiracy board, and Spike points to on the map or in this thing with the glasses. Yeah, we seen him at the brothel.
Oh, is he one that had the cards?
Yeah. He was at the middle table or whatever. Yeah. So I sent word to Emmett and the brothel to see if he's still there, and we heard that he shipped out. Other than that, I just flirted with everyone. Character, I don't know how to just bring that up. Yeah, I just flirted with everyone on the ship, basically.
Okay. 1, 2. Tyler just jumps off the crow's nest.
It's a big fall, but you land okay. You startle about 6 pirates as the guy that was in the crow's nest with you, who was just kind of like, why is he sleeping here? Just kind of like push you to like a corner. You get up, you have this conversation, jump out, and he's just like, oh. He probably has that idea like, maybe I could do that. No, don't fucking kid yourself. But yeah, you startle a couple pirates, and the ship is a big ship. You see a bunch of miscellaneous pirate people. Please don't ask me to name them because I'm not going to.
Tyler wanted a bunch of new friends.
Yeah, you make up 7 new names, and that's the amount of friends you make. Okay.
Okay.
But don't ask me for backstories because they're all going to be on Pirate A, on Pirate B. Okay.
That's how you tell those players, Nick.
Came here.
You tell them that you get no nick.
My only job I can get.
You like the reverse of that meme. I didn't come here to make friends. Well, I did. So how many days have passed?
I don't think any. Like, yeah.
You guys are coming up to the first day.
I don't think it even passed. I think it's like the nighttime.
Yeah, it's still technically kind of like night.
Ours get ready to raid a cabin at night. Actually, it's not even gonna be. I don't know, maybe.
Oh, goodness. Where did the sun go?
Down.
Wait.
Whenever Artemis gets a second, she's gonna teleport into the room when she knows no one's in it and try the handle to see if it's locked.
Okay.
Throughout the day, so she.
Yeah. You go as you're like going like by, just kind of like scoping things out. You see that Miles spends a lot of his time here. In the room prior, not necessarily in the captain's quarter, but in the kind of like deliberating room, and it's a lot of like him looking at charts and looking at notes and things like that. And you can kind of see around that there's a lot of like books and things that kind of like give off kind of like a magical signature that he keeps like kind of checking periodically, and nothing seems to ever change, but he keeps checking and checking.
Yeah, it's like he's potentially looking for the guy or something.
He's looking for.
He's scrying. Yeah, he's scrying to see if like a ping happens or something.
Yeah, basically. Towards the end of the night, you do see him just kind of like call it quits. You know, he kind of gets his food, kind of brings it up here. Eventually, he's just like, okay,
yeah, I just need like a time where he's like he leaves for like a minute, use the bathroom, get food, and yeah.
Basically, he goes to sleep. He leaves basically.
Yeah. I'm gonna check the handle and see. Yeah.
Yeah. The handle is not locked.
I thought potentially. Okay.
I'm gonna be right back at these restrooms.
I'll wait till like every like middle of the night. Basically, if someone has to do something at the beginning of the night or anything.
Yeah. Are you doing anything?
Are you asking me? Or...
Anyone else?
Say hi. He's probably just moping around, just kind of contemplating the situation. There was food offered, but he didn't eat it. So.
Is he like in his room or something, or?
We're on the boat, so he probably just is out on deck, just staring out until it's time to go to bed. He'll probably find a hammock or something.
Yeah, Artemis has her portal.
Okay. Tyler finds it weird that Kai has food and not eat it.
Everyone
He's not
does.
a picky eater in the slightest.
So even at the table before we left, he left a plate full of food.
So
We all assume he's dying.
What?
We all assume he's dying.
Spire's burning up.
You know, yes, this is a very pretty plate of food.
Yeah, Artemis will tell you, like, yeah, you might want to eat that before you burn it on an orphanage or something.
Oh, you want it? Yeah.
Oh, I don't eat food.
Okay. Kai, Tyler puts a hand to Kai's forehead. Are you feeling okay?
I mean, I'm always high, dude. So, not sure what you're feeling.
Good point. But you seem to be under the weather in more ways than one.
Yeah, it's just a lot on my mind. You know what's going on. The hiding.
Right, but would help you to talk it out.
Sure, what you got?
Well, I was asking if you would help if you talked it out.
I think a question would be better. I don't know what the fuck to start with.
Okay. Well, I guess my first question is, what kind of thoughts have you given to the event? Sorry, can I speak in? Wait, is anyone else around or just?
No, there's no one around.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tyler will just speak in Sylvan. So have you given any more thought to about what you're going to do?
Talking about when I meet Hero and the others?
Yeah, more so you know.
Juno doesn't have much to do about it. It's just breaking her from that spell or whatever the fuck's going on with her. But I'm not sure of how to do it. Probably. Will her mind be racked if I destroy the things that's causing it, or if I kill Hero? Or will she be okay? Will she be confused? Will she feel guilty? It's a lot of issues. So,
Well, if she does hear that, what should we do then? Should we reassure her? Should we find some information?
I mean, reassurance is going to be a common, obvious thing, so that's no question. But I'm worried about the other issue of potentially like having her mind damaged.
Why would you think her mind is damaged?
Magic can break things, right? I'm not sure if Hero would care if he had any like, repercussions or anything like that. So, I don't know.
I mean, a part of me thinks that her mind was probably intact, more so than not.
Mm-hmm. What else?
I mean, magic is a strong thing, but not usually a permanent thing. There's always something that can undo it.
Yeah, I agree, but there's usually lingering effects, things like that. So, I don't know.
Even they subside with enough time.
Really? So it's recoverable? Can be brought back to normal?
Yeah, it's kind of like physical therapy in a way.
There.
Yeah, I mean,
For the brain, though.
well, when someone has gotten a concussion and needs to get back some of their motor skills and memories, they go through another kind of therapy. It's kind of physical, but it is. Let's see if Tyler actually remembers this word. Octopusel? No. A Korean? No, not a Korean.
What?
There's a word for it. For like brain version of physical therapy. I can't remember it, so.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. Brain physical therapy. And it's just two stupid people trying to think of a word, so it's not going to work out too well.
The word will come back to me in a bit. But what I'm trying to say is, yeah, magic kind of usually goes away on its own, even after some time, and sometimes it just needs a bit of a push. That's kind of a weird thing between the mundane and the magical.
So do you think that's just learning some magical stuff? Still working on it, or you think somebody in the group can do it?
Well, I say your best bet is probably Victor.
Victor doesn't care enough about me or my age.
Oh, maybe not. So he is a softie.
He's made of wood and metal, I doubt that.
Trust me, he's a softie. But don't tell him I told you that. He'll get defensive and try to hide it, which is honestly a bit cute. I'm not going to lie.
I guess so. I'll see what happens, but asking him for a favor is kind of awkward.
Yeah, honestly, I do have to talk to him later as well.
Something going on?
Yes. I'm trying to actually learn a few things from him, like medicine. And maybe, well, I'm not trying to learn spells, but something about magic. I guess a better understanding of magic, you know?
Yeah, gotcha.
So, what has your voice in your other person in your noggin been talking to you?
Not really, but kind of, sort of. I don't want to seem like a crazy person just saying kind of stuff, but it's
Come on.
yeah, it's just temptation of doing the wrong thing. That's all it is. I still know that it's wrong, but I mean, I know the satisfaction it'll bring, and that's kind of bad.
So, why do you think it's wrong?
Killing a person is wrong? What do you mean? Anybody, regardless of what they've done, just I don't think I'm the person to choose who dies or lives.
Okay, so he's just telling you to kill people?
Not kill people, but like exact revenge, kind of stuff like that. Yeah, just more proactive on the situation. And from the sounds of it, I mean, I'm probably doing a few people a favor based off what we learned earlier. Apparently, he also helped set up the pirate queen. Put her in danger as well. So, yeah, he's a nuisance to more than just me.
I know there is a fine line between what is justice and what is revenge. And honestly, it does sound like the voice in your head is trying to blur that.
Yeah, he's done a pretty good job.
Well, does this voice have a name?
I never asked. Maybe it's just me.
Why does he want you to get revenge so much? What's in it for him?
It's been a while since I had a good talk with him. Good back and forth. It's primarily been just me being told certain things. Me hearing his voice. Maybe he's not even doing it. Maybe it is actually. I don't know.
Above game, is it normal for children of Gracefield to have different people in their heads?
No. It's not normal for normal people.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it normal for anyone else?
I'm just making sure because
I know.
I've done some research.
Everyone
I've
has
done
a
lot of
fire
research
friend,
into
yeah.
the Gracefield kids. You know.
There is a similar phenomenon known to the elves where they kind of dream about things that have never really happened to them, but they feel like it's happening to them. And this is what we had like spoken about a little bit, where kind of like past lives kind of bleeding into the subconscious a little bit, but it's never like profound enough to recall something in general, but more like remembering a tune or something like that, like, but never full blown talking or conversations or things of that nature.
Oh, okay. So, do you even know what he looks like, or is he just like a mirror of you or something? Wait, does he have a funny hat? If he doesn't, he should.
I think I need to hold back on giving you that much information. It may cause some issues for you, actually.
Why is that?
Let's just say that there's some touchy subjects that can be brought up because of it.
Okay. I won't try to pry on that.
Yeah, in time, buddy. In time.
Well, I guess in the meanwhile, since we have the time, do you want to do a bit of sparring? Maybe work up your appetite?
You want to fight or wrestle, or what are you talking about?
What you're comfortable with. I can adapt.
I think I'd probably prefer just like vandalizing the entire ship, but I don't think I should do that.
I mean, Tawata would wash it away eventually. And you're not hurting anybody.
Cool. Let me go tag a few things. You want to help out?
Oh, happily.
Cool. Yeah, so he'll start gathering some things from his room, whatever, or wherever he stashes stuff.
Okay. What are you doing?
Probably still just making like murals for Juno and him. Just like random tags and things around the ship. Probably on the outside.
Okay. Are you using paints? What do you?
So I could use the what you call it? The flowers from the forest we went to.
Okay.
And use that as like paint and ink.
How big of a like painting are you looking to do?
Like a third of the side of the ship.
Okay.
If you're bringing this up with anyone on like for the crew and stuff, does anyone would offer to help you, like hold you up? Like,
oh no, he's not talking to anybody from the title of this, because he doesn't want like anyone knowing that he's out there doing it.
Mm-hmm. So do you want to do it in the rear of the ship?
Yeah, the rear towards the front.
Alright.
Each side doesn't matter. Just do like some random Titanic.
Yeah, I was thinking. I came back to like hearing the rear towards the front. I'm like, that doesn't.
He's probably talking around this area.
Yeah. It would be.
Okay.
We all have a ship.
Yeah.
I know I get though.
Okay. What kind of mural are you trying to make?
Just probably a drawing of him like holding her, like just like you did Titanic.
Oh, you're on the side of the ship. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
I didn't hear what you were doing. Yeah.
Yeah, Tyler will help in any way he can.
Yeah. Go ahead and just give me a performance. just to see how it kind of comes out.
Looks like you're throwing someone in the water, like barter them off the ship.
High performance.
You don't have.
I do.
So we can just add plus.
I don't actually. It's not my sheet. I do have it in my.
Yeah. So.
Are you trained? Well, I mean, are you? I mean, you have it, but are you trained in it?
I'm not sure if I did. I made the character.
Yeah.
But nah, it's not in this. So
I mean, I'd say you should be trained in it with how often he brings it up.
Well, I mean, if he, of course, if he is trained in it, like if he took it or not, right?
Yeah. I mean, would you feel like you're trained in it?
Yeah, I have this gaming set.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know why you have a game.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Unless gambling is a big part of who you are.
Yeah. So you get your what? Are you? Yeah. So it'd be proficient in it. So you get your over a 20.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So you kind of like take the kind of what is it, the leaves, and kind of crush them up, and they start making that kind of like mica-esque kind of like powder. And you kind of just, you're a little worried because as you kind of come over and you see the water kind of come up and hit the side of the ship, and you kind of like shield the mica, and it still ends up kind of getting in your hands. You kind of look down, and the leaves themselves are not wet, so it kind of sparks an idea. So you do this like negative photo of what you're like trying to do, kind of like the tie knot thing, and you're like finished, and you kind of like lean off the ship just to kind of like see it. And to the naked eye, you can't see anything. You and Tyler are both kind of looking, but as the wave kind of comes up, hits it, the ship kind of like turns white a little bit as the water, like the foam, kind of hits it. And as the foam kind of comes down, you then see the photo. But as soon as the foam kind of comes off, it goes back to being just hidden almost.
Okay, cool. What's up? Yeah, so yeah, he'll just kind of stare at it for a long while. Just quietly just watching it.
I mean, with your with your new magical item, you're not too worried about falling in at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyler's just happily watching, standing on the side of the ship.
Yeah, as you're standing on the side of the ship, you kind of like, I imagine you're like on the side of the ship, like
yeah, he's literally on the side of the ship with fire shoes.
You guys try not to like call too much attention to yourself. You do get a couple of people that are just like kind of like glancing over and see you, but they're just like looking at their grog and then just like kind of toss it out and then go back to like working.
Or they toss like, this is some good shit, and they start drinking it more.
Yeah, exactly.
Toss it out. It's doing what it's supposed to do.
Tyler, you kind of notice like movement, a little different movement than you would expect. It's not the ocean, and it's not coming. It's coming like from like behind you. And you kind of look back, and you can just see the ship, kind of the kind of like the mascot, kind of like leaning on the ship. And you kind of rub your eyes because just all the salt water in your eyes, and you kind of look again, and you could have sworn that the like pirate on, or the mascot seemed to be moving. Yeah.
He's doing them on back.
Kai, it seems like the giant goat thing might be moving. And I could be crazy. I could have been deceived.
Wait, what giant goat? What?
This thing over here.
It's a goat?
I mean, it has the horns, it has the jaw. It kind of looks like one. Mixed with a goat and a human.
I think we need to get your eyes checked.
No, I think my eyes are... You know what? I'll go check it out. You go tell the others in case,
I mean, this ship seems kind of spoopy, so I'm not really surprised if it's... Wait.
Oh, I
He's
just
gonna
want to also ask. Yeah, just
he's gonna walk over to
ask
the
the
boat and talk to
people
the
that. Yeah, just go ahead. Sorry.
You there, boss? Trying to speak to the boat.
Are you, so you go over to the front and are you? What do you say?
Listen, you there? Can you hear me?
Nothing. It's kind of stoic. You wait for a minute, and you kind of get like you with your kind of like that definition of just what has a soul. You don't feel anything like radiating off of this thing, but you you're like sitting there talking with it or talking at it, and you can swear like the chest kind of compresses a little bit, like almost like it's breathing.
Weeping angels.
Yeah. You feel like you kind of like look down and look back up, and as you look back up, boom, it like starts laughing, like trying to startle you.
Shit. Oh, you can hear me. Oh, hey, I gave you a new little design on the back. I hope you don't mind. It's something for my girl that I'm for.
It kind of just like it doesn't seem to like communicate in the way that you think. It just gives you a smile and just kind of I'm trying to think of how I want to say this. It is expressing itself in a different way than just speech. It didn't just go boo, but it was more like a like guttural sound, almost like the ship's hull kind of moved to make the sound. But it just kind of smiles and it kind of points forward, and you can see kind of like other like barnacles and things like trying to like attach itself to the side of the ship, and you can see that like the ship itself kind of like flexes a little bit as the barnacle kind of falls off back into the ocean. And you probably get the idea that if it didn't want it, it could probably just erase it.
Oh, cool.
Or if it dealt some kind of harm to it, it would be able to cope. But it seems to.
It does a barrel roll and wipe it off, and we all fall.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. So alright, but I'll try to see if I can help you out with a little facelift if necessary. I think you look pretty cool, but yeah. I appreciate you appreciating. So he kind of gives I guess the banter a nice little tap.
As it kind of like its arms are kind of like holding the ship back. You can see that the arms kind of come up, kind of like wherever you are, kind of grab you and kind of put you back up on ship.
Cool.
To which you see Milo kind of there, like talking to the ship, huh?
Yeah. Didn't know you guys had a friend that was a ship. Yeah. It's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, that's well, it's never really been confirmed. We all just like to think that that's Virtus. That's his name.
Okay.
But you would remember that's the name of the ship. So, it kind of like looks over at Tylo.
Tyler just kind of walks up, said, "Okay, did you get it, pretty buddy? Wait, say me something."
Yeah, your goat that you saw wasn't a goat, but it's more of a.
What it looked like was like some kind of like ghost-esque kind of like pirate. Was what it like more resembled.
Yeah,
I had a big loopy hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's his.
Sorry, it kind of just looked like part of his head with the horns, just because of the angling of the web over here. Oh, I'm so happy you made friends, guy.
Yeah. Connoisseur of art. It's just I believe the spirit of the boat has a little bit of taste. Yeah.
Oh, I'd figure after all the sea waters these years, his taste would be kind of gone. But I mean,
Makes sense.
Milo's just like it's fine. It's a terrible joke.
Right. I get it.
Kyle just reaches into his bag of snacks.
Not that taste, not really.
No, I understand that. I just thought it'd be a good idea to have some saltwater taffy.
Oh, gross.
Would you like some?
I mean, even I have a lip, dude. Just pure salt.
No, it's not just pure salt. You've never had saltwater taffy before. Milo.
Taffy doesn't do much for you, and if you add salt to it, it's already just like, yeah. I don't know. I'll give it a high.
I mean, I've had it, but I've had enough salt to fill.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's full of salt water. Yeah.
So I'm okay. Thank you though.
You've had salty saltwater taffy? Who's been making this for you?
It's not salty.
Oh,
But why name it saltwater taffy? Why give it?
it's made with salt water.
Yeah,
But
salty.
it's not salty, it's a sweet snack. Mildly sweet. Also has some flavor to it. Like you could have grape, you could have watermelon, you could have caramel, you could have... And he's just listing off things until you stop him.
So we'll kind of like fade here, where this is the point where Milo has left the kind of conversation room, and Artemis is now infiltrating into
Okay.
the captain's quarters.
I search the captain's quarters.
So you just, what do? You just walk in?
Yeah, just walk in. I teleport into the room I've seen before from my dimension or something. Or
Spike is probably not there.
oh, I muted myself. I was here.
Okay.
Yeah. So I teleport in from wherever I'm at into the.
Yeah. So you walk in.
I tell Flo and Sona and everyone, like, you know, distract anyone that, or listen to see if any. Yeah, no, I don't need to distract anyone. I'll be fine. They can just hang out in the front of the ship somewhere. I mean,
Okay. Yeah. So you go in and you're just like looking for things about them.
actually, you know what? I'm gonna take Flo with me. Not Flo, Sona with me. Seems like she's good at looking for shit.
Sure.
Help me out.
Okay.
Maybe I should take Emmett. I assume Emmett's good at looking for shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll get Emmett. He's like a detective, I guess. I think I do have him as like a. Sure.
Yeah, that's fine. So, who are you leaving behind? Or
I'm leaving Flo to like be a lookout.
okay,
Sona just be in the dimension.
Norris. Yeah. So Emmett kind of saunters out through the portal, smelling fresh after his bath, and kind of looks at you and goes, "Yeah, that Tink, you call her?
Yeah.
She's gonna need a lot of work."
Yeah, I need to rename her too. Maybe back to be in. What was it?
Yeah, that's what she calls herself.
Yeah. Since she doesn't tink anymore.
Well, I mean, I'm sure she'll like any name you give her. She seems a little smitten, so.
Kid. No.
Really good kid.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, almost too good. I mean.
Yeah, I know. Like, she's not cut out for this, so, but I mean, I don't want to kill her, so.
Well, I mean, if those are the alternatives, then I guess she's gonna have to learn. So.
Yeah, she has to help. She's part of this. She has to help somehow.
All right, what are we doing in here?
I'm looking for material to make this bitch fall in love with me.
I mean, are you trying to blackmail? Are you trying to swoon? I'm
Both?
both.
Well, interchangeable, right? Like, if I figure out her favorite flavor ice cream is, like, I don't know, butterscotch, and I just randomly say, you would like to get some butterscotch ice cream? Right? You know.
We'll stop that right there, boss. how about I just get you information and you use it, and I
Yeah.
just plausible deny it. How about that?
Sure.
I don't really want to be in your love life where you tell me that blackmailing and seducing or swooning are the same thing.
I mean, I'm just saying you can use the same thing. Like, the idea is I figure out she killed a bunch of people or did some really bad shit. You can blackmail someone with that usually, right? But also you can be like, yeah, I like killing people, right? And you can like, oh, we have the same interests, right? You get what I'm saying? Like,
he's just kind of nods and just going to look.
yeah, like I was like, it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a lie. I mean, yeah, okay. So Artemis is like Artemis kind of just lays in the bed because she's not good at looking for things, I guess. Well, actually, I don't know if she is or not. Let me check. She might be. I think I made her. I think she's good with people, not. I mean, she's trained in investigation, but I mean, not very smart or not very intelligent. So she basically, he's just helping him. Like, she looks around a little bit. Yeah.
And yeah, go ahead and just roll into.
Yeah, I was like, do you want me to roll? Or do you want me to actually?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's just more so to see how thorough he is.
Yeah.
You're gonna get information regardless, but it's just like how deep. You're not gonna really miss anything, but just how extensive.
I have a +3 right now. +4. What do we have? What level are we?
+4.
10.
We're 11.
Oh, I left. $26.
So as you kind of have this conversation inside the room, the first thing that really just kind of comes to mind, or as you see, Artemis kind of saunters over and just lays in the bed. Everything is very not meticulous, but just it seems like everything has a place.
Yeah. Like before she lays in the bed, she basically takes a look around the room and see any immediate.
That
jumps out.
That's the immediate thing, the profound things.
Yeah.
You smell a perfume of floral berry. You kind of see a dress, a stand there, and floral and berry.
Kind of what floral is like flowers, right?
Yeah,
so
floral and berries. Yes.
Kind of flowers.
Lilacs.
Lilacs.
Huh?
I gotta bring her lilacs.
Yeah. Just very specifically, you smell it, and Emmett kind of comes over, gives it a sniff, and goes, "It's lilac and gooseberries."
Okay, I write it down on something. I don't know. I tell him to write it down because he probably has something to write it down with.
Yeah. He's jotting things.
Yeah, he gives me my list of blackmail / dating material.
Yeah. He kind of goes through things. He opens up some of the drawers just to kind of see her personality. And while there's not a lot of clothes left in these drawers, or a lot of you don't see a lot of makeup, you don't see a lot of finer things. You see a couple of photos, older photos of who you have seen before in the book, and these are more family portraits almost. This one being Goldie Roger, and the other one being Vex. Vex being her mother. You see one of her being kind of a small kid, and the mother kind of holding her up next to a tree. The tree itself is bearing these orange fruit. You can probably assume oranges or tangerines or something of the sort. The emphasis here is that, as Emmett is kind of looking at things, he goes, "She seems to care a lot about her family.
Yeah.
But then you kind of like look and you see like a picture of like the ship and like a crew like photo basically, and you have like closer inspection. You see that on the kind of like table itself, it's a glass top, and imprinted into them are like a bunch of like dog tag looking things. They seem to be made of like porcelain, and each one has a name. Kind of like looking back, you see that some of the newer ones, though, that it's going from like left to right. On the right hand side, you see a couple of random names, but then you see the name Kida, Kida, who you heard prior was Milo's wife.
Other people in the names have any special things in the book?
Emmett would kind of like, I imagine that you tell him all the information that you always learn, so he's always up to date.
Yeah.
And he kind of like, if I had to guess, these are past crewmates.
Yeah. So I'm saying, are you special? Also, I'm asking.
None of them speak out as being overly special, other than Kita, which you have some kind of personal connection to. A lot of the other ones seem pretty miscellaneous.
Some are like bigger sword or something, like biggest sword, like he cut down 1,000,000 men in once, like some bullshit story, right?
Like, I mean, it says their name, and like if they had a nickname, it says their nickname, but it doesn't like read out. Like,
no one's important, no one's special.
If anything, you could if you were like wanting to kind of learn about more of that, that's probably something you would want to talk to Milo about. With the 26, however, you recall Tubbs saying that Ace was always the like best fighter, and on the newer set of names, you don't see anyone by the name of Ace.
Ace being the name for the best fighter.
Is
Yeah, no one has really asked what Milo's nickname was, but
Noir is the one who doesn't have one, right?
Is that a purposeful misspelling of Ace?
yes.
Nice kids.
Among other things, you see that she has like a log of things that like hits, basically, like places she's kind of ransacked or done. But it always seems to be followed by like X reason. And very similar to what you tell Emmett to like look for in victims, it's very similar. It's like still from the principality, nobles extorting children. Still from Broomhild, smuggling drugs into Rhodey, things of that nature. All of them with a very specific purpose, and you kind of like read down and see where the like profits and things go to. Things like given to the people of X country or X.
Like X country that they manipulated and exploited, and we took money and gave it back.
Yeah. Things of that nature. You see that.
I assume most of it's like we stole, like we got 1,000 gold back. We kept like 300 of it to feed the ship and take care of stuff.
Yeah,
that we gave
basically
to
their cost. You see, it's not really a journal per se, but more like that work log. But it does seem to harbor some kind of feelings within it.
Yeah, like she writes like notes, like cliff notes or something, like how she felt about something.
Some of her personal feelings seem to kind of like bleed into it. And Emmett kind of goes through it and says that basically gives you the Cliff Notes and just says, seems like she was dealing with a lot of imposter syndrome kind of things. She kind of like looks at. Do you know what that is?
Like she's trying to live up to her mom or something, or trying to be her mom, or
kind of. It's more so an imposter syndrome is thinking that you're not good enough to be where you are.
yeah. Like she's having problems. She's overcompensating to try to live up to her mom.
I can't. It's like I'm just telling you what I'm inferring. I can't really tell you.
Yeah, well, I'm saying like what? Okay, he's not. So he's not referring.
Yeah.
Is he referring that, or so he's not referring that?
Yeah, he's telling you that she seems to have doubt about whether she's even fit for the job.
Gotcha. Yeah. I know.
Whether it stems from trying to fill the shoes that her grandfather and mother did, or I can't tell you that. I can just infer here that.
Yeah. I know. I get it. Yeah. I get it. I know.
I mean, yeah. She's like, other than this, I mean, it seems like by these stains here, she enjoys red wine. As you kind of like
like pointed this,
I'll have like a little bit.
Yeah, that's the the good like that part about the reinsurance thing is good, and then like the red wine, the flowers, like that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for, right? Like I can like present and be like, I just knew for no reason, right? Like, yeah.
But he just kind of like looks around and just like, I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot of her other effects are here, but this is what I can get from.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. A lot of good stuff in it. Good job. I give him like scratches. Give him like the scratches.
She kind of like looks at her boot, kind of gives it a sniff, and kind of like gives that like ooh la la, like and without like sizing the boot, she's a size 5.
I was like, I guess you like feet. Makes sense. You're short, so you're down there. It kind of makes sense. Yeah, I give him like good boy scratches.
Just like he's like, can you stop? But you can see his tail going.
Yeah. It's like, no, you know you like it. Don't lie. No one's here. Just accept it.
He's like, no, it's fine. I should get back to the boys.
Yeah.
Still kind of fighting him.
Yeah, it's like give the boys my love. Bye. Push it. Yeah. Okay.
But Emma does just go ahead and I guess give me a slight for Emmett, just as how well he puts things back.
Oh,
yeah, just putting everything back where it was, so it's not like super noticeable that someone was just kind of bruising through here.
Yeah, I'll go back and check things. Sorry.
Yeah, you do. Unless someone was looking for disturbances, they probably wouldn't find anything. So you're confident. Emmett is confident that I know it's someone's finding out.
Yeah, like Artemis gets out the bed, he makes the bed. Like this was like that.
Yeah. Even down to like kind of like
the right corner was ruffled a bit. Yeah, so he puts the right. Yeah.
You kind of like wipe a little bit of the dust off. He actually like reaches into his bag and kind of
pulls out dust.
Dust. Yeah. And kind of imitates
twinkles
like
it, yeah. Like this ain't my first rodeo.
Yeah, you kind of look at him like, do you just carry dust in your pockets?
Like obviously, the other one has sand in it, pocket sand.
Yeah, pocket sand, exactly. Got to make a quick getaway. It's like, all right, boss. Well, I'll be in touch, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you kind of walk out. We'll
teleport back out.
Zan right now.
Yeah, Zan would actually be down in the workshop area.
Finish off of this to make it work. Like Artemis teleports back to her thing and then comes out her portal. So now they're all on the deck, basically. Met up back with everyone else, basically, to get her. Everyone back.
Yeah. We'll come back to that.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get everyone to the same point afterwards. Yeah.
So Zan, you are down at the workshop,
and he's like looking over and kind of like talking to Coral as he's just kind of laid out more like deconstructed to where just now he's just set his where it's just kind of a center gem and then all the like the metal bits around him have been taken off. he's working on basically transferring his consciousness into another creature.
Yeah, I got really confused. I was like, wait, Zam's transferring his conscious. I'm like, oh, never mind. He's talking about the Rock. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, this is about to be weird. Like, Nick, I'm gonna need another token.
So I was thinking, there is, I have some experience still inside the Black Gem. I was thinking that perhaps I could do something like an undead version of a. Oh, hold on. There's a. It's like a Witherbloom. Here we go. Witherbloom Pledge Mage. So by dissolving coral and using the XP I have in the gem, I can make this body. Even though it is a humanoid, I would be more of an undead version, something more of like a crystalline or structural. You know what I mean?
Hold on.
That's awkward.
Yeah, I was gonna say I looked at the artwork and
Yeah. What it is, I'm like, that doesn't seem right, but it is. The Tree Folk Warlock. That's awkward. So wait, what are you trying to accomplish with this? With Goku, you trying to get a person?
I'm evolving coral.
Well, it's not a person.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I thought. Okay.
I'm making an undead version of this.
No. I'm saying the thing you picked isn't. You know what this looks like?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, okay. You kind of close. Okay, never mind. Sure, that works. I thought you were trying to get like a human. Like yeah, he looks like a human. He'll be fine, right? I'm like, okay.
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you're fine.
This
You're
is
fine.
coral level 2.
Okay, cool. I thought you were trying to give him a mouth.
I have no mouth, but I must scream. He can eat now.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Oh, sorry. What?
No, go ahead. What were you
I was gonna say, if we like cut down to Zan down there, he'd be like holding the central like crystal and almost like 3D printing sections of the actual structure of coral, larger and larger, almost like painting with a 3D brush, except it's the gemstone. It's just like black necrotic energy forms matter for him to exist.
Yeah. So it's almost like you sculpting with clay. You kind of melt everything down and start building from the ground up.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty intense sight, even for people who have seen battle. The gem. Where is your gem attuned to? Like where is it?
It's attuned to me.
It whenever you attune to it, it kind of plants itself.
Left hand.
Your left hand. So you would just see that the kind of like the left hand kind of pulses with immense like pressure, almost like your hand is like completely numb, but you just feel the like heavy weight of like just put something pushing down on it, and you can just see that like black tendrils kind of come from the gem and kind of like almost into your vein as you kind of start sculpting this new body. And
Look aside real fast. This is pretty cool. The quote on this card fits perfectly for what's happening.
Does it? I mean, it is exactly.
Yeah.
It is 100% the embodiment of this black gem.
Yeah.
It is. In fact, we'll even say that this becomes part, like, as you kind of like are sculpting, don't realize it, but your mouth starts moving, and it starts like an incantation almost. And it kind of recites these words. And as you finish your product, you say, "What could be more beautiful?" And you kind of snap out for a second. And like, did I just say that?
Yeah, like almost in a trance with the
Almost.
all the magic and energy around.
As new coral comes to life, but you're gonna have to give me a second because, yeah.
Pulls a "I return to serve." Coral. How does your
Hold on, give me a second because do you want token or do you want RP? Because if you want just RP for now, then we'll RP and then I'll change your token later.
I already got the token change.
Oh, okay, cool, got it. Oh, well, now I gotta change the things for it because okay, should be fine then. It doesn't have the HP set up for it.
Okay, so that supermassive form is actually, it's basically wild shape. Based on the stat block. So basically he goes Nova and just eats whatever he wants.
Yeah, we can do that later. Yeah, you kind of finish and you kind of feel like almost like the life being kind of sucked from you for a second, and you kind of like lose your breath and you try and like gasp for breath, and you kind of your vision blurs a little bit, but it's similar to whenever you first kind of brought coral into existence. It was a kind of like the just magical accumulation to be producing this kind of takes its toll on the user itself. But you kind of regain your composure for it's just like a brief second that it happens. It feels a lot longer, but it's only that split second. You kind of see the newly formed coral kind of like looking at you, and it's kind of like body kind of pulsing in a kind of like a green energy, almost mimicking breathing, but not quite, and just kind of looks at you and goes, kind of cocks its head and says, "I like."
Your form is pleasing, is it now?
And it just kind of like kind of stretches a little bit, it seems like, trying to feel itself out. And it looks at you and says, "Will this be useful for you?"
Indeed.
Then I'm glad.
Gordel, I didn't do this specifically for me. I did this also for you.
So you say this, and it kind of cocks its head a little bit, and it says, "I see. Go ahead and make an insight for me."
Ooh, tasty.
Your body kind of reacts when it says, "I see." Almost like a foreboding warning. You're not 100% sure why. but it almost, you got this kind of feeling earlier that there were two entities kind of not necessarily controlling or like propelling its thoughts and movements, but there's definitely a sentience there, and you're just not sure where or what yet.
Is it like the feeling is stronger now, like a more understanding that like there is now more...
It seems more clear now than it was, but you're not too sure. But it's that thrill of excitement that you're making progress.
Yeah, slowly to the more perfect form.
Yeah. But he just it looks at you and just says, "I must rest." And it kind of collapses. The kind of glow kind of dims a little bit, and you see like the metal pieces kind of interchange and interlock into this kind of like small metal cube. Smaller than coral, but dense, heavy. Yeah. You feel, what do you feel? You've just kind of progressed somewhat of your studies. What's going on?
I haven't done it. I have to go tell my friends. Zan will try and pick up the cube the best he can and kind of haul.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like unmovable, but it's like tungsten, where the small doesn't look like it should weigh a lot, but it weighs a lot. So, but it's like probably about the cumulative of like 30 pounds. It is probably like really heavy. Yeah.
I got you. Who is up at this point still, though? I know, like...
We're all on the deck of the ship other than Victor. We don't know.
Yeah, Victor's probably... What is Victor doing?
I don't know. Victor's
I
MIA
have
right now.
absolutely zero interest on the ship, so probably not.
Break dancing in the corner. Victor idle animation.
I mean, honestly, yeah, he's probably somewhere else right now. Like,
he's probably in his shop. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jack shit of interest.
You basically walk out, said like, "Here's like things, awesome," and then we're like, "Okay," and then we're like, "Cool." And then we walked away. And he's like, "Guess I'm going back to my workshop."
Yeah. So basically, Victor's is a statue right now somewhere on the ship.
So I assume this would happen before he gave Tink away, because Tyler was already asleep before. Tyler was already asleep.
Would this be happening
while
simultaneously?
Tink left?
Yeah, all this was happening at like the same time. So
Tink was already gone before we got on the ship. Artemis
already...
called her back to give her legs back. They had a moment, and then she went back. Yeah, but if you need to talk to her, you can just...
There are a few abilities in here that are specifically designed to hurt players. Could I switch them around a little bit?
We'll talk about...
Yeah, we'll talk about mechanic stuff later.
Yeah. And that goes into chat, so...
Okay.
So, yeah, the Tink stuff, like, it was too weird just to carry a legless, armless person around on someone's back, so I was bringing her to the maid cafe, or put her in the maid cafe until
we
were
could have
done
that Wookiee CP3
yeah.
3PO scene.
Yeah, so I just said she would have been being... She was getting the rundown.
And here's your pamphlet. Oh.
Yeah, but I assume you'll see her like tomorrow or something.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So I guess we're all on top of the ship minus Victor.
He might be. He just like facing the wall, going nuts.
Okay. So
he's probably just like other times when Victor's taken his century's rest, usually he finds something that's like nice to look at until he got like the ability to just go back to his lab and blah blah. So it's probably what he's doing right now. He's probably like at the helm of the ship, just like leaning over, looking at the.
Is he T-posing?
No.
Posing at the helm of the ship.
He doesn't need to assert his dominance. It's always there.
It seems pretty. Have a construct battle.
Well, if no one else is going to do it, Tylo's going to walk up to Victor.
You're saying T-pose in front of the ship.
Victor's currently deaf and blind in here, so you would need to like.
Tylo is going
No.
to.
It's funnier this way. You just have a whole conversation, a heart-to-heart conversation with.
He's got the Windows 95.
Yeah, it's like, and that was the third time I got tricked into by that salesman, and it's like, Victor, you're a really good listener. You're my best friend. I love you. No, Victor, I really love you. You quit ignoring me.
Yeah, then you go to touch his arm, and then he like comes back like what?
That'd be funny, but no. Tylo's going to do the same thing that he always does.
You tap on the back of his head.
On his face,
You knock on his
He's
hat.
knocking on like his back.
Yeah.
What is it, Tylo?
Oh, hi. It seems like we are having a meeting on the ship. I think you want. Yes.
We're all just standing around you right now.
Yeah, Victor like turns around from. Like, he's like,
Oh. Hello.
Not the one.
So, what are we having a meeting about?
Kylo is, and he keeps getting on the same merchant over and over. For some reason, I keep taking his shoes. I don't know why.
is Tyler currently shoeless?
I have no idea what she's talking about, to be
Yeah,
honest.
don't worry about it. I was making up stuff. Use you.
If you think so. Anyways, what do we need to talk about?
Talk about
I
something?
don't know either.
Well, everyone just gathered around on the ship for some reason. There's us.
I just come walking out of my house.
Yeah, as Zan comes out of the bottom of the ship.
Yeah, Armin's like, I just come walking out of my house.
I have pre-congestion.
Yeah, what now?
I think this one can see into the future.
Tell me.
Pre-congestion.
Precognition.
Yes, that.
All those hot peppers.
Wait. Alright.
Friends, you see him carrying this almost shimmering cube.
But yes, you made a heavier rock.
Funny, but I've done something.
Carl had the baby?
This is Coral.
Oh.
2.0.
Indeed. He is stronger,
Heavier.
smarter in ways that I can't exactly describe. He's more human, more real.
Nah,
Less construct.
I disagree.
You got a smarter rock.
It doesn't look human
Ignore
to me.
I. They'll be racist regardless of the situation.
Doesn't look human to me.
Bet your Sona's still cooler.
How is it racist for me not to agree that that's a human? Or more human?
I don't think it's human, but maybe it's
It's clear that human biologically is not the proper descriptor. More of a person is
He's
probably the
sleeping
better
right
thing
now,
to say.
but when
Yeah.
he wakes, I'll show you.
More of a sentient being.
He even has to sleep. Mm-mm.
Tylo goes into it, like, pulls out his little nightcap and puts it on Carl. Sad is all.
It took a lot of energy to create him. It almost like my hands moved in ways I couldn't quite grasp.
Wait,
Artemis is like,
I can't hear what.
I thought Coral was a girl.
Coral was an it. It was a sentient.
It was a rock.
But you just called it a he. Now I'm
Yes.
confused. So it upgraded and became male, or was it a downgrade?
I'll say
Just
it became masculine. Best way to
But
turn
it is hard as a rock.
yeah, the best way to refer to things.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you're talking about rock, der Stein, or you're talking about the air, like the Luft.
More masculine than Artemis pulls out her pet rock, the rock. It's giving the people's eyebrow.
He doesn't have any abs.
Artemis is like, what? She turns it around, looks at it, turns it back, and there's like abs drawn on it now. She just drew abs on it.
That's what I'm looking for. That's better.
Yeah.
You know, it's very manly if someone can cook.
The rock.
The most cut rocking on the ship.
He's chiseled. Get it right.
Stop. That's so bad.
No. I'm still thinking it's better than Carl, so Artemis throws it over her shoulder over the ship. Just throws it.
You hear like something like in the water.
So NC rock.
No, it's gonna pop up again. It's not going forever. Not go get it though.
Oh, okay.
Be back. He's always comes back.
Milo kind of looks at you all and says, "Are you the type that just stay up all day long?"
I don't sleep.
I just woke up.
Flo is sleeping. This is me and Sona's quality time.
I see. Well, I
I don't sleep either.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't say I envy that about you all, but I mean, I'm headed to bed. I think Stick is on wheel duty tonight, so if you need anything, just let him know. Good night. And he kind of heads down the ship.
Artemis follows him a little bit and like, hey, anything interesting you can tell me to help Woo?
Oh, Velta. I'll give you some notes tomorrow. Yeah. I'm a little worn out
Sure.
today,
Go for it.
Okay. So yeah. So he kind of he seems a little more down than usual, but he heads to bed and yeah. So what?
So I'm gonna let him sleep first. Where you ask him, and he's like, "Oh, you okay? Like, what's going right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let him sleep.
Yeah. The rest of the, it seems like half the crew is now up and kind of doing that, but it is nighttime as you guys are having this small conversation. So,
You see Zan's like almost like not winded, but he's like weary. You can see like there's dark circles underneath his eyes. I'm thinking of going to bed.
Yeah.
Kai, do you mind helping Zan?
Kinda
I
walked
feel
away.
like he's going to fall over.
You might want to ask Kai that before he walks away.
Yeah, he walked away to go to sleep.
Oh, he already walked away?
Yeah.
He was going to bed.
They can lean on each other as they both fall asleep.
Yeah. If all possible, yes.
What are you asking?
Could you help? Zan looks like he's about to fall over at any moment. Do you mind making sure he gets to bed all right?
Let him fall over. I mean, if he's tired, he's tired. Put him to sleep.
Come
Put him
on.
in the. He's not a homie. I can't tell him that.
Good night.
You see, Zan's so tired, he's like
You
not
don't-
even actually walking. He's just like using his hover mode.
All right.
Isn't he always using his hover mode though?
I mean, yeah, most of the time, but like sometimes he walks.
He'll grab you by the collar and drag you if necessary.
Yeah, just him almost floating off the side of the ship, and guy just pulls him back. Like, no, not this way.
I got
Okay. Yeah, gotta go to my dimension. See you
Thanks,
tomorrow,
guy.
guys.
Night.
Waves by and goes into her dimension.
So, yeah. So like now that they're all gone, like Victor looks at Tylo.
So what did you actually wake me up for? Well, wake me up, bring me back here.
Well, it was about the meeting, so I have something else. Tylo looks around. Is there anyone? Is there any place to like talk privately?
Right where you are, yeah. I was say everyone left. So you gotta hurry up. Minecraft rules. We can't. The next day can't happen until you all fall asleep.
So can you understand me like before? Like,
I need to
You
talk
don't
to you in my native
understand
tongue.
me.
Yeah.
Victor casts tongues.
wunderbar. So, I have a proposal.
Yes.
Yes.
Victor grabs Tylo and does a backbreaker.
Oh, but yes, now we're Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, now I throw you over the side and you can't swim and you die.
Alright. I obviously I want to make sure that your how should I put this well? You know what, I'm just gonna say it as is. I don't like you hurting people through your stillborn initiative. And I want to help you with that.
I believe you made that clear earlier. What is your proposal?
You said that my powers were not necessarily useful to help you with soul extraction or soul manipulation.
Yes,
But
manipulation of the interior soul is not exactly useful for this matter, being that most magic is foundationally based upon a little spark within everybody.
right, I think it's important to differentiate that what I do is not magic. It's a latent ability within all of us. Tyler just extends his arms like his astral arms, soul arms. These, I can push my soul somewhat out to others. Well, not others, but I can push this thing outside my body. No one else I've met can do quite that. At least not yet. And if you would kindly, I want you to punch me.
Why?
Punch me.
Why?
A demonstration.
Very well then.
Victor punches Tylo in the face.
Alright. I guess roll damage.
Alright, if you're just letting him hit him, yeah.
Yeah, you can even crit if you want to.
Nah, just regular. He's not trying to hurt you too bad. 8.
Okay. Is that thunder or...
It's thunder, yeah.
Okay. You punch Tylo in the face, and it looks like it's supposed to hurt him, but nothing happens. You see Tylo vibrating a bit, and when he punches his fist to his hand, you just feel a shockwave come out. None enough to hurt you. I can take in energy and, for a brief time, hold it in place. Souls have energy. Maybe with enough training, I can use it to hold it for longer and painlessly and ethically help you out with your goals.
Tylo, I believe you may misunderstand what a soul is like. Is not like the energy of a punch. It is a being, a mind. Can you retain that?
Maybe. This is the first time I've tried to do anything that didn't come as a surprise to me with this.
And also, how would you know if it is hurting them or not?
You've told me yourself that ripping a soul out, it felt like it happened to you hundreds of times. You were in immense pain. And
Hurts like
you've
hell.
done this process to Orbiter too. Didn't he mention he was in pain?
Yes.
Yes. I said before that I want to help. I want to. I trust that your actions are well meaning. So
would
your
not be doing
methods
this for a
are.
selfish reason.
What?
I would not be doing this for a selfish reason.
I know, like, and I understand. I understand that. But I don't want you to just capture people and just use them as your guinea pigs. I mean, I don't want more people getting hurt where there's no hurt needed. And maybe I don't know everything there is to a soul, but you got to admit, my affinity for soul manipulation is pretty darn impressive, even if it's just my own. My powers might help others with a bit of training, with a bit of focus. What's with all the pinging?
There's a reason. There's a reason. His power went out. Yeah, his power went out.
Try and kick him so he can rejoin on the phone if he can.
I don't have that power.
You on his phone if you wanted to.
Okay. Spike, kick him from the call.
I don't need to do that so you can read. Is that what he said?
You have to do that. If the internet gets knocked out in the middle, it's a real pain in the ass to try and join.
No, it's not.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, I've done that. Yeah, I don't know.
It happens with me. I can't join.
There you go. He left.
If the power goes out on my computer and I can't join, like
Sure. I got. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. As I was looking to kick him, he left. Victor powers down as you talk to him.
You just blue screen.
Such bad timing, to be honest. Okay. Murderers, can you hear me? Hello.
He's probably still trying to get things set up.
Ah, okay.
For those that don't use phone on Discord or Discord on phone, it's kind of loopy. I don't know how Josh does it, honestly.
Okay, there we go. Now I can hear you guys better.
Hey, dude.
Wunderbar.
Alright.
So, what was the last thing you heard?
What I said, and then power dead. This could be a funny moment. We could say Victor got struck by lightning.
I said use power down.
You're having this conversation, and the storms had kind of like been brewing for a little bit, and then just zapped like a lightning rod.
Yeah.
Oh, devil.
Here, 1 sec. Okay, I think I can get back into things.
Over there or something?
What?
Over there or something?
Oh, it is full on storming. So it knocked down power line or something. Yeah. But I think I've got something I can do. Give me a hot sec.
Anyone need to take like a bathroom break or whatever? We'll just go ahead and take a small intermission for now. Well, we'll see if he can get things back up. If not, we'll just continue on.
Can't do anything about the power, but I think I can do something with this shit. Okay, I'm going to leave the call real quick. Give me a sec.
Sorry again, guys, about oversleeping.
It's okay, man. No worries.
Some days we just need rest.
Alright, hail Satan that I have a laptop. And I can get Wi-Fi through my hotspot.
Awesome. Wunderbar.
Oh,
Phone only has 23% battery life, so I'm running on fumes.
Alright.
Can't charge it.
Okay. Alright, so the last thing you said was Tyler did not understand how
Robot
complex
voice.
You don't have to use the robot voice if that takes up more juice.
I think that you were.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you
Yeah, it's
say?
just, I just don't have voice mod on my
Yeah.
computer, on my laptop, so yeah. Okay, so where were we?
Right. I think you're telling Tylo that he doesn't understand how souls work. And
Yeah. So Victor told Tylo, a soul isn't just like, energy. It's a lot more than that. Blah blah. We left off with Victor explaining how he wouldn't be doing what he does for a selfish reason.
yeah, Tylo heard that part, and he's like, Victor, I know, I've heard, but what's the word I'm looking for? I just said all this before.
Well, say it again, because
Yeah. Yeah. Tylo's back is like, oh, come on. So Tylo just starts with, I know a soul is more than just energy. I mean, come on, have you met anyone who can actually push their soul out like me, have control over it? I have an affinity for this thing. And with a bit of faith and some practice, maybe your guidance, I could focus my soul manipulation powers not on just myself but on others.
That may be true, but that is a long way off. That would require a lot of training. And who knows if it would even be possible.
That's a fair point. But
And even
don't you see?
then, you're a limited resource, Tylo.
Right. But the concept is there. I'm nothing special. I am a human. I am not of a special lineage. I am not a stillborn. I don't have multiple souls in me. I am no use. I have no use of magic or of weapons or armor. What I do is purely and simply just me, an ability anyone could have, even you, even Artemis, even Kai.
Unlikely for me.
No?
I said it himself. It is something I looked into it after what happened. Damaged some way. I don't quite understand it. Twisted. Still whole, but
And we both know a soul is very malleable then. What is
in
twisted
certain
could be restored.
contexts. Yes.
And matters if it is twisted. You can still probably do the job, in theory, right? What does it hurt to give you a chance on me? You've lived for over 150 years as as a natural being and as a stillborn. Would you not live hundreds, if not thousands of years more? You
I intend and am going to live forever, Tylo. Yes.
So what does it matter if you take a chance on me? Someone that 6 months or even a year would be a breath. Well, hypothetically speaking, met- not metaphysically, metaphorically um, speaking, is inconsequential. We've taken.
Because I do not believe you are inconsequential. And I do not want to cut your life short on accident.
I can decide that for myself, and you can guide me to make sure I don't. Victor, you've been doing this research for years, over a decade at least, right? Let
Roughly
me
14 years.
exactly. Now, but let me help you. But let me help you get. Now, I just want to help. Stick to one thing you want to say, okay? Okay. Okay. Victor, let me help you get through this. Let me help you get to that next step. Just like in White Sails, right? We went off of something called Blind Faith, and look what happened. We got the Temple of Soul running after us.
Soon they'll be running. Soon.
But you know what I mean.
I would need to find a way to get you back to my laboratory.
Is that where you go? Oh yeah, that's where you go every day.
Every time I am inactive, that's where I am. I never cease working. Cannot afford to.
Can your work be focused on different aspects? Not necessarily pulling the soul out, but the well-being of life. You mentioned the
Pulling the
first.
soul out is the easy part, honestly.
Mhm.
Moving it around, getting it to accept its new place. That's what's tough.
So you need something that is a conduit. Something.
Yes. I need a way to force it to accept its new body.
Well, perhaps force isn't quite the answer. You've been having unwilling test subjects, right?
They're the
Me?
only people who I would willingly do this to. They deserve it.
Right. So perhaps you should focus maybe more so on your approach rather than the tools to quote unquote force it in. Maybe you could focus on the vessel itself being more, what's the word, familiar to the original. Maybe you
There's no
build up
way of
trust.
doing that when you're changing organic to steel. A heart and a soul gem are two entirely different things. A brain and it's like changing a brain to a calculator.
Right, but one step at a time. Like, let's say you're making, let's just say, Zephyri into a stillborn. Would you have, would
I don't care
any
who
think?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's only been a day in game since we've met her.
Oh, no, out of character. I forgot her name.
Yeah, no.
Tank now, yeah.
Yeah, Tyler just always prefers to call people by their true names.
So
Unless.
Victor is never going to tell you his original name. Also, it's not why. Though he also thinks himself as Victor anyway, so Tyler would probably call him that, but yeah.
Oh, secondly, Tyler's pretty decent at keeping secrets. That's why he didn't out you. Right, actually, you know what would be better in game? If it ever comes up. Right, but you said you were struggling for the first 2 years.
Yes.
So, side tangent, you don't speak Sylvan, but what did you speak again?
I know Common, Goblin, Dwarven, and Undercommon. I've been trying to learn more languages recently, but it's more of a hobby than anything, so it's not exactly going places.
Mm-hmm. And all that time you didn't think to give yourself a beard?
Maintenance I could do without.
I mean, have a few strands, what some woven iron. But I guess that's besides the point. Uh, but maybe if you had something that used to resemble your older form, maybe you would have not been in as much distress. Like, what was a lot getting used to with when you turned into a stillborn?
Not breathing, not eating, never sleeping. I guess I didn't really care that much about my height or body proportions that much. Sense of pain being dulled. Could still feel it, just it's different.
Does your
A hard
senses
shell, no skin. Lenses with instead of eyes. It's just all of it.
well maybe we can work on fake parts that resemble our old parts, like this is going to sound dumb, but training dummies, they have this
Yes.
kind of skin-like texture that when you hit,
Silicone, yes.
yes, like that. Maybe we can start working on the things that you found uncomfortable with being stillborn and make it more enticing for somebody who wants to be turned into a stillborn to change.
So,
I'm not sure who would want to be turned into a stillborn.
Out
Out of character saying, out of character saying, I know.
so this would also bring up some other information that is that while your model is more mechanical in nature, other stillborn like creations have been more human-like and resemble more human characteristics and features and things of that nature. Like,
Terminators, got it.
well, if you remember that the current ruler of Zilia has a very almost like pale elf-looking kind of physique to her.
Yeah.
You would know
They
that
got
this
like
is yeah,
skin like stuff, yeah.
yeah.
Also, because Victor's technically an experimental model.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
just
yeah,
in case you there's no need to like make something up because this is already a thing. So, yeah.
Well, there are others. With what you say about making a body appear more human, there are some Steelborn who do as such. Current ruler of my homeland as such. It's kind of difficult to actually tell them different from an elf. Fucking knife.
The dwarf raises him coming out.
Yeah. If he says that in game, I guess Tyler says, oh, seems
Like he says that, but immediately like recuses himself, just like, wait, why did I say that?
Oh, Victor.
Victor also doesn't like. There's some weird thing about something. I forgot what it was.
I guess he doesn't lie.
His whole ideology is quite a complex windmill.
Yeah, so I was saying like that being an elf and a stain, like I hate them.
Yeah, just like double hate. Oh goodness. This sounds like he would want a stiff drink, as he kind of just looks at his looks towards Victor's, where Victor's flask usually is in his coat.
Yeah. Well, it's not a flask; it's like a mug, so it's more in his bag.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Does Victor catch on what Tylo's hinting at?
Oh, he's fully aware that Tylo's deduced what he used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that come as a surprise to Victor?
Not exactly.
Okay. So, what do you think? Giving me some time, you focusing on other aspects that you found, I guess, retooling the vessel of the stillborn to make it more appealing and more comfortable for the transition. Something that doesn't hurt people who want to join your cause.
Find me a willing subject. We can try with them.
But this comes to the crux of my position. I will need some time. And in the meanwhile, since time is no object to you, I would like you to temporarily hard on trying to push a soul into another form, potentially harming up to killing them.
I need you to make a persuasion check.
Well, with this entertainer feat, I'll just post it what it does. Where is it? Karmic Justice. Where is it?
Tap dance as you
it's
ask it.
Beguiling Entertainer, yeah. But this might be with advantage because of Tylo already had advantage with performance at the start.
Yeah.
So if that works, 28.
Give me one moment. Victor's eyes turn from their usual yellow to blue. As you can tell, he's not here right now.
It just has that little Windows 95 logo at the top right corner of each of the eyes.
Yeah.
Throw him in the water when he's not looking.
Okay, now I get to dump him overboard.
I'm drawing him.
As you phase back into your lab and you look upon
The screaming patient. The screaming patients. No. You go, one last one can't hurt anyone before I make the promise.
It's like Victor's got the guy on the table, like all the shit, just like he has to pull the lever.
One for the road.
One for the road. Victor pulls that lever. Now that he has the soul siphon, one more try. One.
Like, I'm feeling it this time. I know, I'm feeling it. He pulls the slot machine lever. It's like, this time. It's definitely gonna work this time.
You see him throw a lever, it kind of like electricity just kind of sparks from side to side. You just hear that same muffled kind of scream through the like gag basically, and the soul siphon completed, starts pulling, and you just see the visage of like this kind of like bluish green kind of like energy, just kind of like almost trying to flee like a burning building, like just someone who gets thrown into like hot oil, just trying to like get them out of like a body basically, and it just kind of like flutters with power as it kind of like shuts off, and you just see another dead corpse as you kind of look to the side, and you see the other like 4 dead corpses that you've probably been
Yeah.
kind of rendering.
Okay, let's
without any
see. Souls in a
sustenance at the moment.
jar, but that's stage 1. Now for stage 2. Pulls the other lever to try to put it in the Steelborn body.
Close, but not.
Give to Zen tasty fresh corpse.
It's electrified so heavily that when he touches it, it turns to dust. Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
They're
Turns to
darkened. Yeah. The body is no more.
Yeah, it's wrecked.
So you now are attempting to place it into a body?
Yep.
Go ahead and make me a I guess you've been
mad scientist roll.
Yeah, grand science roll.
Mad science roll. Yeah.
Mad scientist roll, yes. At disadvantage.
Thank you for the lantern, Mom. You going to bed? Night. Okay.
I thought that was something Victor said.
No. Thank you for the lantern, Mom? Why would he?
Throws the lever. I didn't know. I was very confused.
No.
Hi, Mrs. Murderess.
She's gone. Alright.
So
You haven't used the last name, Intent.
Yeah, it's Miss Intent.
Sorry, not a D.
It's Mrs.
two.
Intent. Yeah.
Your first name is Mur? Murder?
Yeah,
Okay.
roll a d20 2 times. Well, Tinker's, but at disadvantage.
Okay, Tinker's tools at disadvantage. All right.
Yeah.
Wait, Scheiße. Okay, and go. Oh, I put that at advantage.
Disadvantage,
15.
so-
Yeah,
Yeah,
15.
15.
Natural one.
Yeah. So go ahead now and roll me a d3.
Okay.
Possible roll you can make is a 50.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you're
One on
gosh.
that. I don't know if one on that's
Actually
bad or not.
perfect, because if it goes horribly, then he has more reason to work with Tyler.
Yeah. So you go and you set the next process, right? You start trying to
Oh, the
place-
lever, Kronk.
Yeah.
You turn him in-
Orbiter kind of like sits on a lever.
Yeah. Just sits on it, hangs on it upside down, bat style, but then it pulls the lever down. It's
Yeah.
fucking-
He turns into a Roblox character and you give up on life.
You watch as it kind of like very Frankenstein like kind of goes up. The souls are kind of energized and kind of like shoot into it, and you can almost see like the body's kind of real. And you see this kind of like smoke, and in your heart of hearts, you kind of know something's going wrong, but nothing catastrophic yet. But you just know that it's not turning out the way it should.
Mhm.
You kind of then hear like this kind of like robotic scream, just kind of very human and dull, but very in pain. The kind of body, the like thing kind of comes down, moves down, as you see of the 4 or 5 attempts that you had. One seems to be in like critical condition, like they seem to be cognitive but not responsive. Like you can see that like some of the gears and things are functioning, but nothing. They're a potato in the
Yeah.
most simple terms.
Yep.
But
Which means that these guys, they go in the failure box. As in,
yeah,
as in down in that like little tunnel where Victor has his jail. Well, if you go further deep down there, that's where prison is, and prison is where the failed experiments go. Okay, so yeah, like a few minutes later, Tylo, Victor pops back. All right,
Tyler just
had to clean up.
you should see Tyler just talking with Kiwi. But I guess you can understand it. And then she was like, "No,
Victor,
Uh-uh.
I think he still has tongues up. Yeah, he
Yes.
does.
he said
yeah,
that's what it said.
that's-
You
yeah.
understand.
yeah, you can understand him. That's fine." And oh, it seems like our friend is back, Kiwi. So,
I had to clean up.
that does not sound good. But, what do you say?
Yes,
Tyler
I
reaches
will
out.
hold off for now. If you can find me a willing participant and show your proposition of holding a creature's pain away, we can try to make that work.
All right, one hand up, other hand to shake. I
Yep.
don't want you to go all crossies on me.
I'm not a religious man, Tylo. Swearing to God means nothing to me.
No. I just don't want you to cross your fingers behind your back like other people do. I ended up in the circuit for like 2
That's
months because of
childish. If I was going to lie, I would just lie.
that. But you're not really that good at it.
Being you're the only person who seems to have found me out, I think otherwise.
Presumptuous that you think anyone cares.
I tell you this because if you told anyone else, no one would fucking believe you.
No one would care. Well, I don't actually. Maybe Kai would care because he'd be like, "Wait, you were a person and you still don't have feelings? That's weird. Nah, I don't believe you, right? Right? Like Artemis is like, okay.
Yeah, Kai would just find another reason to be racist.
Yeah.
If anything, Artemis would probably like that makes sense. Makes sense why you don't like people because you were a person and you don't like being a person, so you became something better than a person.
It opened up the whole big worm.
So above game. So I make sure that I successfully kind of gave you the information. What are you doing with the one that it was critical, and are you disposing of them as well?
So the ones who are like functional and alive and stuff, but like non-responsive or cognitive or anything, like basically brain dead. Victor's keeping them around just to see what happens.
Okay, that's
After
what I was confused.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make sure that I didn't just assume that you just discarded them.
The
but,
ones who have gone mad, they're in padded cells, basically.
Yeah.
You call me
Madness.
normal.
Madness is a normal thing that happened to Victor.
Well,
Except he
yeah,
didn't
that's
have
trying
that
to breathe,
room.
and then there's
Did he?
no sensation of breath.
Yeah, madness is the good sign.
Madness is a good sign.
Yeah, they can progress and become victims.
Yep.
Roll D1. That's not what I wanted.
That's why
A
that's why the
D1.
base model designs that he's been trying to put people into have been copies of his own body. So
One. Okay.
Either way, it's a one. It's always a one.
he's making a bunch of
always
Victor.
one.
Why his own body? Because, well, that's just actually the one he's most familiar with. So yeah.
Yeah. So, are we going to try to make Steelborn more like Gen 2 synths or like those what's it?
Yeah,
Those,
probably like Gen 2
Fu-
synths.
yeah, that or Futurama personalities with that hologram over the uh ragdoll body.
Gen 2 synths make the most sense.
Yeah. I mean, if we really want, we can try to go for Gen 3.
No. Like that goes against Victor's whole point in this.
What? They can still technically live forever, but they all
Yeah, but they still have all the human problems because they're just people with a thing in their head. And some other like cybernetic parts.
Yeah,
We
I don't
can
know what the
tweak those
fuck we're
parts.
talking about.
Yeah, I don't either.
Just
I don't know what's
heads
going
up
on.
now.
Fallout.
Oh, okay, synth.
Remember?
Okay.
Yeah, remember
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
remember
don't-
the whole rocket ship idea, Victor?
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah,
The same game, yeah.
yeah, the boat.
I mean, I know Fallout. I just don't know what the fuck you were.
Yeah, talking about the synths from Fallout. Yeah.
Synths. Synthetics.
Oh,
Synthetic humanoids, they're
synthetics. Oh, okay.
androids, yeah.
Yes, I know. What
We
you're
can
talking
see the
about.
synthetics
one guy
from
who's
also.
Yeah.
Or we're not sure if he was or wasn't.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything tonight?
I guess the only thing Tyler would do is like sit around and talk with Victor for a while since they have some free time. It's not going to be anything that we have to role play.
Yeah, I assume we have multiple days, so I'm not going to do anything like go find flowers and shit before. Yeah.
So we're gonna skip 3 days. We're probably gonna end the session right about here. But there'll be kind of like a time lapse thing of some things gonna happen, and then you guys can talk and role play it. A couple days from now, or next week. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I still haven't kind of eaten today, so
Yeah, sure.
yeah. So, and also, I mean, like I said, I do have stuff planned for, coming up, but there was a lot of things that I didn't realize we were going to talk about, and get other
I'm
things.
also
set.
living on borrowed time, so.
Yeah. He's also about to die probably because if he's
Yeah.
running on hotspot, it's probably draining his phone. But we'll just like I said, I know there's 45 minutes, but we'll go ahead and just.
Yeah. Also, so Goku, now your job in this whole matter is try to be as interested in Steelborn as possible. If you wanna be one, you gotta do it. You're gonna be our first willing participant.
Yep.
Usually run a lot of them.
You know what's gonna be even more cool though? It's gonna be like I'm gonna be able to form my new. I'm gonna be form new bodies at will with my little gemstone here.
At will or at will?
Well, like obviously I'll be able to like add on to myself with like changing myself with this gem. If it's
Not
like
how that
incorporated
gem
into my
works.
design.
Yeah, like this is a completely inorganic body. Like,
Yeah.
okay, well, the wood is organic, but you're not. It's not like, yeah.
Well, I mean, corals are unorganic.
Yeah. So understanding the gem itself is that you sacrifice something to make something else.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. What you're proposing
Sacrificing
is
yourself.
yourself to make something else. You don't see where that might be a bad thing?
You're kind of stuck in a gem. And then Victor picks up the gem and thinks, he's gone. I can do some shit with this.
And Tyler's like, Victor, no.
You probably don't want to sacrifice your stillborn body. Yeah.
Too late. Zan is a giant robot.
No, I was saying
You think
yeah.
somehow am able to get inside the gemstone.
Say again?
No, I said it'd be interesting if I could somehow get inside the gemstone.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
You can real easy. Getting out's the tricky part.
It'll be like Azura's star. Getting into that, you're just stuck there forever.
Let's
You become a genie.
on like a different day.
Yeah.
About what you want, because I don't think the way that you're going about it right now is a great way. Just strictly of how, quote unquote, I've made the gem work.
Also, I wanted to see what happens when Zan wakes up. I thought it would be fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're gonna get there, but I'm just saying for what he's talking about right now, about reforming himself with the gem. We'll talk later about that particular incident. We're gonna do like a 2-day fast forward montage of things that happen.
Okay.
Also, doesn't the gem only work with like animated or summon minions or whatever?
Yeah, I have no idea. It's a completely different than what's happening. Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah. It consumes the summon minions. Like I said, we'll talk later about that because that's like a whole different bag of worms. So, Zan, as you wake up, the first noticing glare is there's a heavy weight on your chest, and it's really hard to breathe. And you can smell the like salty brine of the ocean kind of coming through one of the little portholes. And your vision is kind of blurred and focused, and you're just thinking to yourself, it's really hard to breathe. Almost like someone is sitting on your chest as you look up and you see the rock just sitting there, staring you in the face.
Does it have the nightcap? Wrong rock.
I love you describe it like if it's a night hag haunting him.
Yeah. It's better. It's the rock. What's a night hag?
Like a weeping angel. It doesn't move unless you like. Move.
Well, I don't know. It's sitting on your chest. What do you do?
Yeah, what do you do?
I go to like try and pick it off of me like a normal person.
Yeah.
It's a rock.
What the heck? I think back of all the jokes that like Artemis had been talking about how like my rock's better than your rock. And I'm like, this is probably Artemis.
So
Last you saw that, she threw it over her shoulder into the water.
So as you go about the next 2 days, you kind of converse with Coral, and the same feeling that you had gotten prior of like a definitive like mind being there kind of subsides, and it becomes very similar to what it was before. And you're a little disheartened, but you figure like there's it's there. Maybe it's just there needs to be more catalyst. But you start pondering as you kind of like pacing below deck. and you get the feeling like someone's watching you. And you turn turn around, and you see the rock just on a barrel, just looking at you.
I didn't move it there, did I?
No,
I was gonna ask what he did with it first to see what to see where it would win.
I'm gonna like go up to it and I'm gonna be like, okay, once is a spectacle, twice is a coincidence, and there's no such thing as coincidences. He's gonna. I'm gonna cast attack magic on it.
It's just rock.
The rock. It's a gazebo. I don't get the joke, but yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's completely mundane.
Interesting.
So what are you doing with the rock? Are you leaving it there?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna say, look over to Coral. Coral, this is strange, but I want you to keep an eye on that. Make sure it doesn't move.
So
Doesn't move.
Yeah.
It's a rock.
Yeah. he kind of like cocks its head and like, okay. It sits there. And you go about your day, and you start tending to your what is it called? Your mushroom.
Yeah.
You start giving it like some potted water and things like that, and
one of the things I would like to try and do, if I possibly can, is cast water breathing on myself and dive down to the ocean floor.
Yeah, we can kind of talk about that, kind of like what you found during that.
Go to tend to
you
your
will
pot.
say,
It's
like,
tipped over
as
and the
you're
rock's
doing,
standing there.
Are you taking off your clothes to do so?
Yeah.
Or are you? Yeah. So as you kind of like remove your shirt and the cape, and you kind of look like you're removing your trousers, you get that feeling again. You kind of turn around, and the rock is now like staring at you.
I like walk back to Coral, and I look at him like, what did I say?
Coral kind of like looks over at you, but I what? And then he looks down, and the rock is gone.
Interesting.
He goes, it was just here. So,
Do you approach Artemis about the rock?
I'm gonna go try and find Artemis.
Yeah. Do you have the rock?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you bring the rock to Artemis?
Yes.
Artemis looks at it like, oh, you got another rock. Oh, this looks just like my rock. Oh, okay, you found out that, yeah, my rock's better than your rock, and you made your own the rock. Okay, I get you. Yeah, at least have some creativity. Yes? Oh.
So you've been the one moving this around while I'm not looking.
The rock?
Yes.
Oh? What? Moving it around? What do you mean?
Hold on. If you get an insight, you see if you're trying to do it all
Okay, go for it. I'll deception just to fuck with Goku. You know what? I'm gonna do it just to fuck with Goku. Why not? Where's Artemis's stats? Because if I roll and then win, then you obviously you're like, nah, Spike's lying. But if I said like no, then you don't know. Okay.
Well, he's suspecting that you're lying to him, which is why he's inciting you.
Yeah. If he wins this roll, you have to believe him that he's not fucking with you.
Bruh.
Okay. Artemis is like, nah. And she looks at it, he's like, wait, is that my rock? Did you? She like grabs it from you and looks at it and like,
okay.
Didn't I throw this in the water? And she like walks over and throws it overboard again.
I was gonna say.
You went and got my rock and tried to pass it off as making it, didn't you?
I was gonna say this rock has been moving around, following me across the ship.
And it can do magic tricks and all kinds of other stuff. Yeah, try to hype it up. It's just a rock. It's a rock, Zam. I know I got to you and I made you think my rock's better than your rock and all that stuff, but it was just a rock. I just drew a picture on it.
Mind you, Zan's telling you this in his white trousers.
Yeah. And Artemis is telling you that you're a crazy person and a child for trying to steal her rock and pass it off as yours.
Whatever.
Huh?
Tub passes by, just kind of whistles at you.
I'll sleep on him.
Well, stare, like fly off.
Yeah. So you do your deep dive adventure. We'll talk about that when we come back.
When you deep dive, you're definitely going to see the Rock down there.
I'm definitely
even though we're going to be miles away from when you do it, he's just going to be sitting there staring at you.
Yeah, I'm going to be in the murky waters. I'm going to see perfectly clear under there, and then I see the Rock.
Yeah, it just falls on you like slow, like dunk, bunks you in the head. Like, what was that? And like he just falls to the bottom and staring at you as it floats down to the bottom.
So, after a day, Victor, you go back to your lab to just kind of clean up, check on things. And the one that you had just recently kind of worked on seems to be okay. It seems to calm down, and you kind of like do your, your medical, like, hello, your basic like tests, stimulus checks and things like that.
He's undergoing a Turing test, yeah.
Yeah. You've deduced that the person itself has a reduced cognitive ability, but is able to do mundane tasks. You can treat this individual as having an intellect of 7. You have a.
That's pretty good. I mean, if he was a commoner before this, I mean, it ain't that bad.
Yes, a breakthrough.
But he seems very frail. Like can't quite, but other like social like talking and things he seems to be okay to manage. But
Had characters with 8 intelligence.
All right, I just gotta upgrade his servos and his motors and shit, and then he'll be all good.
Yeah, that was the D7. So it doesn't have a lot of strength. So just he's very weak, can't jump, but yeah. So you have I guess a thrall, a metal thrall. Is that what we're calling it? I don't really know what to call it. Sure, whatever. Yeah, servant, whatever. I don't know.
Something like that.
Whatever you want to do with it.
It passes butter.
Metal butter.
Yeah.
Meat metal.
Meat metal. Josh.
I'm gonna frame him.
You frame him.
You first.
By framing him, I just mean I'm going to put him in a glass jail.
See if he's strong enough to break out.
Exactly.
I mean, like, if he punches enough times, he's gonna eventually get out.
Okay.
Yeah, that means he's getting smarter. He thought to do that.
Yeah. The constant dropping of the stone eventually wears away the mountain.
Give him a box and put a banana on a rope and see if he uses the box.
Do you seek out the voice in your head?
Over time, you probably would, yeah.
Okay. Just so I can think of things like a conversation to have with you on that.
Gotcha.
That we'll come back to. And Tylo, what are you doing on your 2 days, kind of around the ship?
Tylo is going to do a wellness check on both Victor and Kai, and then check to see how Zephyr is doing. And when he can't find her on the ship, he'll just ask.
Yeah,
like,
I assume like all of Artemis's minions come and go from her dimension to the portal to the right, and they kind of all hang out. Roleplay wise, they're always all around, maybe, right? Like you may see them eventually, yeah, but once you start like doing stuff, like.
Yeah. So
does that mean like at one point Tink's there, Jin shows up, and then Tink's just cowering in fear? Or something?
No. So like Emmett, Jin, like there's certain ones that like they're busy, right? They have jobs technically, right? Like they have cult leader stuff to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But like Flo, Sona, Tink. I don't want to say Sketch because Sketch is kind of like cult leader of the other town, right? Like so.
So you put a lot over there.
Yeah, because she's very, not capable, kind of, I guess. Or not capable. She just really likes Artemis, right? So she wants to hang out with Artemis. So she's like shrugs her duties, trying to hang out with Artemis. But Artemis hasn't really established anything over there, so she doesn't actually have much to do.
Putting up posters.
Yeah, she puts up posters, and that's pretty much it, right? She doesn't like. She's not as smart as Emmett to actually wheel and deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, from what you've gathered, for the most part, not Flo, sorry, Zoom, Tinks, Zoomy, she's doing okay. Jeffrey's doing okay. She's enjoying her new limbs. She doesn't quite like the training that she's undergoing, but she understands that it's a life or death kind of situation for her. So
yeah, her training is just work up the maid cafe and have to see a little bit of bad stuff every now and then.
Yeah.
Have to work at the maid cafe and what? Bad
See a little bit of bad stuff, like the stuff that comes with the murder cafe, right?
Like hiding the bodies?
Yeah, like hiding. Yeah, like seeing like whatever needs to be done. Yeah, like any.
I mean,
right, it's aesthetic, but then like it's the after hour stuff, right?
But she doesn't put it that way. She puts it as in the things that she needs to do.
yeah, like I guess Tyler is trying to make sure she doesn't lose that what's the word? Not innocence, but her conscience.
Yeah, also, how does she feel about that? Like, is this like worth it? Like, okay, I have to see little bad stuff every now and then, but I get a better life, or is it like I'd rather go back to eating trash and being on the streets?
I mean, from what you can tell, she's trying to cope. It's a different. Oh, I'm losing my ability to speak. Sorry. It is definitely a challenge of one's moral beliefs. Obviously, there's a level of like physical capabilities that she's dealing with, but she understands that if I'm well fed and I'm protected, I don't have to keep running, and then I can hopefully carve out a life once this is all over. And this, like, there's a lot of forward planning going on.
Yeah, hopeful planning, right? Yeah,
hopeful planning that hasn't really been seen. So
yeah, like this is okay for now, but I wouldn't want to live like this my whole life. But I don't want to live like a homeless person my whole life, getting hunted by random people my whole. So it's both are bad options, but is she settling like this is the best of two bad options with a potential better outcome?
I think she's more positive about this because it's more of a this might seem kind of grim now, but
the sun will come out tomorrow, and she's singing Annie.
She's kind of like this is like a conversation you've had where if she doesn't tell you, she tells like Flo, like kind of like in passing, just like my mom had to do talk with a lot of sketchy people too. So this is kind of like my sketchy thing too. I have to do to make my life better for the people. Hopefully, very like maybe she was like spoken about wanting a family at one point, but she's like just
even if she like heard Artemis's story, like the reason why her whole family died, or like whose family died was because another Bowspawn hunted him and then killed his family because they were part of him, right? And it's so
hearing that, like,
you and your family will never be sick. Yeah.
But it is also a physical limitation that she's just not keen to seeing blood. So.
Yeah, and like once Artemis becomes a load of murder, then this all ends basically. Once someone does. Yeah. Once someone does.
But yeah, that's kind of what you get.
Yeah. Again, Tyler's just trying to make sure she still keeps her morals and conscience about her. She's more so worried about the collar that's around her neck than anything else.
I mean, nothing has really given you reason to believe that it's completely forced. You definitely get the sense that there's a reason. It seems like she's working for it on her own. It doesn't seem like she's forced or compelled. It honestly feels like your young days in the pit where it's hard and your muscles hurt, but you keep pushing. It's the drive of just trying to get better. it's still painful and it still's not pleasant for most people, but
life's tough. Get a helmet. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Tylo, again, on top of wanting to make sure she keeps her conscience, wants to act as another friend for Zephyr.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have conversations, and it doesn't really amount to much. She tells you X and Y, but I mean it's the same kind of things you've heard before. Sad orphan story, but she doesn't seem too sad about it much more now. But it seems like she talks more about what she's trying to do now, what she's planning to do. It's not living in the past; she's looking forward at this point. So, but. Yeah, I mean ZOMY or ZOOMY. Yeah, Zoomy. But yeah, if anyone thinks of anything that they want to do within the next 1 or 2 days, just hit me up with a DM and kind of explain it next time we come around. But yeah, like I said, hungry.
Yeah, save the tokens. Whenever you can, because I don't. I guess you didn't have the name set as.
Oh yeah, here. I can do that. That's fine.
Yeah, I assume like someone pick up, we're gonna be like coming in the shore or coming.
Well, this is only 3 days. It's a week-long trip, so
okay.
4 more. But we do a little bit more role play.
Yeah, I'll say unless you have anything else. Unless you had anything else, that's gonna happen.
There's some
Okay.
other things that will happen.
Okay.